takes off running, and Clay leads him, shoots through the Ocotillo, and you could tell he was hit by reaction, but all you could see was just Ocotillo shrapnel everywhere.
Oh,
it's
really?
like, you hit him, but like,
we don't know.
I don't know, you hit him perfect. But like, it was crazy to see just
It blew up.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We're rolling. We're hot.
We're hot.
All right, sorry, we had a little technical difficulty. We have a rookie in the house, Omar.
Shout out Omar.
Shout out Omar.
Hit him
what
up
are we
on
supposed
hit
to
him up
call
on
Omar?
Instagram.
Young Omar? Is that what he said?
It's either Young Omar or Goggins Jr.
Okay. How about Young Goggins Jr.? That'd be your rap name? Yeah. There you go. So welcome back, Brady. We're live again. We're back.
We're live again.
We got the full team.
Full team.
Last week, Lorenzo and I had to hold it down.
We held down the fort.
And you guys did a very good job on that podcast, by the way. If you guys, if people had like, I don't listen to many of our podcasts because like we're in the conversation, but like obviously I wasn't on that one, so I wanted to listen to it. And you guys nailed it. That was a good subject.
Did you listen to it on the way home?
No, I listened to it back at my house
when you were working out. Sweaty Hat Club. Shout out hashtag.
I know I can't listen to podcasts when I work out.
I can't either.
Not motivating enough.
It's not
or what?
motivating enough.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I can't either.
I'm not at that stage in my life. I'm not an old guy.
Yeah. I usually a lot of time I don't carry anything. Just dead silence.
Silence?
Just
silence is nice.
Just suffer with it.
Mm-hmm.
Silence is nice.
You guys did a pretty darn good podcast.
Thank you. I've had a lot of people reach out about it. That was a good one.
Because the thing is, though, it's like, what are we? We're hunters.
Yeah.
We're hunters are storytellers. And tell stories of the highs, tell stories of the lows. Like, I want to hear about big bucks and first bucks and those excitements. Like, this gets me excited for hunting season, hearing about that stuff.
I did re-listen, and you know what I realized?
What?
We only talked about bucks.
Yeah. Well, I know.
Because they're their species, man.
Yeah.
They're the best. Are we going to do one about first bull? Biggest bull?
I mean, we could.
We
could at some point.
Yeah, we could do that.
I just was thinking, I mean, archery season in Utah kicks off Saturday.
Yeah.
Like it's open, and you're seeing bucks rolling in, pictures from Nevada already. You're definitely starting to see people get out, and like nothing makes me more excited than just sitting around essentially like a campfire and just talking hunting stories and reliving some of your best moments. So it was fun, man. I had a good time. I really liked it.
Me too.
Conversation. We'll have to get your take. First buck.
Oh yeah.
What was your first buck? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Whitetail.
A little 3x2.
There you go.
There we go.
Or am I supposed to call him a 5-pointer? Because it is in Minnesota. So
I think you have to say 5-point.
Eye guards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in eye guard, and then just a big, I guess you call it spike after the eye guard, and then a 3-point on the other side. So 2 in a eye guard.
A 2x3.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 14. Shot him with my bow at 20 yards.
Oh, you shot your first buck was with a bow?
That was the first big game animal of my whole entire life. I didn't shoot a doe at that point. Shot a buck, and I guess we're gonna get into it for a little bit, but like I literally felt like I just killed the biggest deer in the world.
Were you with your dad?
Yeah, I was with my dad. We were in southern Minnesota.
Tree stand or blind?
Tree stand. And I kind of felt bad. I shot him, kind of hit him a little high, and he went down on the ground, and he was like still alive. He's like started crawling a little bit. So I got to knock another arrow, and I got to shoot him again. And the second shot, I hit him right in the heart. Like the first shot, I was shaking so bad. I felt really, really bad because I hit him high, but I spined him. He fell down.
Do you remember the bow?
It was a High Country Protec, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm. Arrows, aluminum?
No, they're actually carbon.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they were carbon impacts back in the day. Like it was just the switch between aluminum and carbons.
Yeah.
And like my dad, when I went to the
probably 350 grand.
My dad wanted me to shoot fingers.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, look at these cool releases.
But
like,
you had a release?
I had a release. That was like right when releases were, they were around for a little bit, but like.
Were you a data geek back then like you are now? Like, is that a common thread with you since the beginning?
Yeah, I say it's common thread, but I wanted the the newer technology stuff and like try it out. When my dad was like straight old school, like that stuff doesn't work. Like this is tried and true. Shoot with your fingers, man.
So your DNA was
I was always geeking out on stuff. Yeah. But the funny thing is though, like I didn't know anything about arrow spine or all that stuff. I was like, hey, look at these 125 grain broadheads. They just sound bigger. Let's just throw them on the arrow.
It's like pushing a bowling ball with a noodle.
Yeah. So I think
that's what that was.
I think I had like NAP
awesome.
Thunderheads.
Yeah.
Back then. Yeah. And it was like the coolest thing, like getting that buck. And then like, you could like, obviously drive a vehicle with my blinds. My dad drove out and like, Dad, I shot a buck. And it was like, died like right below my stand. I didn't get down to look at it. I stayed in my stand the whole time. I was like, if that thing moves, you were shooting it again.
You were scared.
Well, I was just like, yeah, probably. I was just like, I just kept staring at that buck. And then finally we got it through in the back of the truck and I drove back to camp because we had a little camp with another guy there. because we were hunting on his property, and it was the coolest moment ever. Like having a bunch of people come over and look at it. We like drove it to the bar. Like legit,
Your first beer that night?
You were talking about big buck contest. There was a big buck contest going around that whole area. So
that's what's cool about whitetail hunting is they're like culturally they are so into.
Oh
like
yeah, there's so many of them. I mean,
and just the contest of it, like those towns are always doing stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah,
yeah, the coolest moment of my life. I could go into that story deeper if we wanted to later, but it was like that was sweet. Now I was like so proud of myself that I got my first big game animal with my bow, and my first big game animal was a buck. It was like super special to me. And I tried like bow hunting for like 2 years before that and didn't kill anything. Drew back on some deer. Then it was pretty shitty. The next day though, I went to draw back on a doe, and it was back when those rubber peep sights, you tied on.
Oh yeah.
I went to draw back and that thing snapped. And so like I tried to like twist it somehow. I got to let down, twist it again, came back on the doe. And by then the doe blew out of there. But I was like, damn, I'm going to shoot a buck and I'm going to shoot a doe in the same weekend. Like how cool was this going to be?
Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
Dude, for real.
I got as you're talking, there's probably a lot of people that grew up on the East Coast, the Midwest. Probably a lot of their first bucks are with a bow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hunting from a tree stand.
From a tree stand, yeah.
Yeah, because they're not typically hunting with rifles, right?
Yeah, I think
a lot of those states may not even have rifle seasons.
Yeah, there's some of them that don't. Yeah,
some that don't. Most of them are shotgun slug or
my whole county around my house where I grew up was a shotgun only slug.
Yeah,
and so besides for the ones I killed with my bow, I killed a lot of slug.
You ever kill a buck with a slug?
Yep, I killed 2.
Open sights, or how does that work?
No, you could put a sight scope on it. My first one was open sights because it was just my goose gun. A Remington 870 Super Mag with some slugs.
Renzo, you ever shot a slug?
No,
a slug out of a shotgun? I haven't either.
It hammers them.
Is that yeah.
Like the range is definitely limited. Like it's probably way more. Muzzleloader can shoot way better than a slug gun. I mean, I haven't shot one in forever, so I don't know what the technology is now.
Like a mule?
Oh yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I've never even.
I never have either.
Never even shot one. I've never. Why would I?
Yeah,
I have no reason to.
I have no experience whatsoever with a slug gun.
Like that's why growing up in the Midwest is super cool. Like every day I could just walk out my back door and go bow hunting, or once gun season I had a shotgun in my hand.
Yeah, that's wild.
But, yeah, super cool area.
Welcome back. We're glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be here.
We're going to do some storytelling again today. We're going to recap your Orcs hunt.
Did I go on an Orcs hunt?
I thought you did. Is that what we're doing?
I mean, that's
today?
the picture I saw. So if it wasn't an Oryx hunt, please explain.
I think the message I sent to you guys, that was the plan. So
yeah.
Unless you got something else you want to talk about.
No, I want to talk about the Oryx, man. That was.
Do you want to hit us with promo first before we get going?
Yeah, let's hit us with. We got several things going on right now.
Yeah, it's busy. Right now it's busy.
Busy.
It needs to slow down.
Yeah.
No, never slow down.
I mean, slow down in the sense that it's time to get out in the field. Slow down a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, we need to get out in the
That's
field.
what I mean by slow down. Everything else can keep going while we're gone, but.
Yeah, I don't even know what the podcast promo code is right now, but I got these 2 other ones. We still have GOHUNT's birthday bash going on right now, celebrating our 10-year, existence, GOHUNT. And that ends actually August 18th. So I believe this episode is going to drop
Thursday the 17th.
So you'll have
at
least
last chance.
A little bit over 24 hours. Yes, you have last chance to pick up a bunch of stuff. So you get 20% off on a bunch of different things by using code birthday20. And that final price will be reflected when you go to checkout. And we have our Coos Deer Hunt giveaway going on right now.
Yep. What's the deal with that?
Whew.
Give me the rundown. Do you guys know the logistics of it? We're giving away 2. So it's a guy and a friend, or a gal and a friend.
So basically 2 hunters.
Yep.
2 hunters.
They're both going to hunt. So here's where I was coming from with that, right? Like if I were ever to win a hunt, we were giving away 2 hunts, 2 tags from the beginning. But if I was ever going to win a hunt, I would love to be the winner and then choose to bring a buddy, my dad, my brother, whoever it is, like my hunting partner, right? We just released that film Common Ground talking about hunting partners.
Yeah.
Like I want that person in camp with me, especially when you're crossing borders, going to another country and a hunting camp. Like it'll be awesome to have, your partner there, your hunting partner there. Yep. So we're giving away 2 tags. One winner will be drawn and then they get to bring a hunter of their choice.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And it's a free-range Coos deer hunt in Mexico on a pretty sick ranch, I've heard.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like I said, in the promotion video for this hunt giveaway, when I went down there for the first time last year, when I was down there with Phil Kramer and Jay Scott, like the whole time I'm going, this place is absolutely incredible. Mm-hmm. Like we've got to do something. I got to share this with people. Like this is unreal. I love hunting Mexico in general. Mexico is an amazing place to hunt in January, February. This hunt will be in February, first week of February. And dude, there's nothing like the Sonoran Desert that time of year. Nothing like it when you're going after Coos deer and man, it's awesome.
What do you expect from Coues deer hunt? Like if you've never hunted Coues deer, you think, I mean, why should somebody be interested in Coues deer?
The most Western hunt there is. It's so Western style. Big glass, spot and stalk, looking over a lot of country, looking over a lot of animals, trying to pick and choose, making decisions. Should we go after that one? Can we find something bigger? It's just all those things that happen in a Western hunt that makes a Western hunt so fun. That is like the epitome of Coues deer hunting down there specifically.
And then they're a cool animal.
I think they're an amazing animal.
Yeah, I never quite understood the draw to them until you've done it, and you start seeing Coues deer bucks, and you're picking them up, and just like you're saying, it's the style of hunting. You're spending a lot of time glassing, covering country, and they're a really cool animal.
It's the most Western hunt there is. We had a comment on Instagram. Did you guys see this? Why the hell would you guys do a giveaway for such a little shitty animal?
Oh no, I didn't see
that.
that.
See that
I
one.
saw. I'm like, dude, you've never Coues hunted. Like these things are the coolest little things on planet Earth.
I think they're cool, and typically anybody that I've ever talked to that's never hunted them, and then they go on a Coues deer hunt, they come back being like, "Oh, I totally get it."
Yeah,
Like,
everyone
I
wants to
get
do
why
it
people
after
from
the fact.
Arizona, go to. They hunt Coues deer every year if they can, and then I see the draw of so many people going to Mexico to hunt them.
And if you want to be a better glasser for every other species, you hunt Coues deer.
Oh, buddy.
If you can be proficient at glassing a bunch of Coues bucks, like you will be a stud when you're glassing other animals.
Those
Those
little
things so hard to
bastards
glass.
are
And
hard
that's
to
a January hunt. I mean,
It'll be first week in February.
February. I mean, where
Yep.
else would you want to be other than Mexico in February? It's
Yeah,
your daytime highs are what, 60, 70 maybe?
Yeah, 65, sunny,
Cool nights, sunny.
35, 40 in the morning.
Every time I've done those January OTC hunts in Arizona, you get down there, southern Arizona, you're like, man, this is where I get the whole snowbird thing at this point.
Oh, it's living. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, food's good.
So there's multiple ways to gain entries for this Coues deer hunt. Every dollar you spend in the GOHUNT gear shop gets you one entry. All current insiders are automatically entered. They get 150 points right up top. New insiders sign up, you get 150 entries into the giveaway, and you get 100 entries for joining outdoor class.
Nice. A lot of opportunities.
A lot of opportunities.
Lot of opportunities.
And that goes on through August, and I believe it ends end of September, right?
End of September, yep. And then the hunt will be first week in February.
Cool. Get your passport ready.
Get your passport. You definitely need a passport.
I don't have a passport.
You don't?
Nope.
That's a problem.
I was thinking about that on
What
the
if
way
you
down
win?
today.
This is a huge
I'm
problem.
not going to win, but I was thinking about. I do buy a lot of shit in the gear shop. I wonder if that puts me in the run.
Especially this time of year. You guys seen my office lately?
Yeah, I've seen the Instagram. Yeah, I've seen you buying some stuff, but it is just time to get loaded up. And then we still have the promo code podcast you can use to sign up for an insider account, where you're going to get points back on any purchases that you make in the GOHUNT gear shop. You also get points back if you join with that promo code podcast, which 1 point's $1. So you get some money to put towards the purchase of gear in the gear shop. So use the promo code
you
podcast.
definitely should pick up an insider membership, because if you haven't followed along on Trail's I Need an Elk Tag series, like it's time to get an elk tag, and having that insider account, watching Trail's videos, like that's a way to.
And you can still get an elk tag.
You can still get an elk tag.
Yeah.
Still get an elk tag. Like, I mean, we're knocking on the door. I can still run down to my local DNR office there in Utah, or I can just jump online and I can still buy an elk tag.
Yeah.
Archery elk tag. So still a lot of opportunities. So
use
the promo code.
Use that membership to go hunting.
Yep.
Dive into some maps.
So let's dive into Oryx hunting.
Oryx. Whew.
Orcs.
Such a cool animal.
Is part of the draw just the name Orcs is like so close to your true love of Lord of the Rings?
It does kind of make me feel like I'm in Mordor. Yeah.
Did it feel like Mordor?
Maybe, but a hot Mordor. Yeah.
Yeah. Take us back to applying.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I kind of touched on it a little bit before, but like I've always been drawn. I always thought like Gemsbok are like one of the most gorgeous animals ever. You know, they originate in Africa.
You ever want to hunt Africa?
Tough question. I go back and forth. Part of me says maybe. Part of me says, though, there's so much opportunity here in North America that I'd love to experience first and maybe do that later in my life when I'm older.
Lorenzo, have you done Africa?
I've never done Africa. I'm the same way as Brady. I go back and forth on it so much. When you talk to somebody who comes back, it's impossible to not be excited or, kind of have a little draw to it when they're telling you the stories.
Is that on your radar?
I just like Brady though. I keep coming back to there's so much more stuff I want to hunt in
Here?
North America. Between Mexico to Canada, like there's still so much here I want to do, and I just don't want to. I don't want to bite off that time and investment to go to Africa yet. So I just kind of lose sight of it.
Someday, though. But I always thought like Gemsbok though are the most gorgeous animal of all time. Like you see their face, you see their horns, you see all the coloring on the legs, the belly area, like it's that classic animal. So I've always seen it my whole life. Like I was thinking about the other day, like sitting down with my mom and dad back in the day, like watching like Discovery Channel or Animal Planet, and you see all these like crazy stuff from over there. It's like all
zebras. That's the one.
Zebras are pretty cool too.
Everybody's always like, I would never shoot a zebra, but I would. That's like the first animal. If I went to Africa, I would want to shoot a zebra.
Rugged.
Yeah, rugged.
Yeah.
They just make the
really
most
cool.
incredible rugs. And everyone's like, it's just you're shooting a horse. I'm like, yeah, I'd shoot a horse too. If I get a tag in Nevada, I would shoot one every year.
Yeah.
I just
find the one with the coolest markings, the coolest color.
I mean, at this point, they're such a disaster throughout the Southwest desert in that country. I mean, I don't know why that doesn't bug me, but I would that would be for me, the zebra. Yeah. But a Gemsbok, that's the one for you.
Yeah, it was just there's a bunch of other cool African animals, but this one just for me just stuck out as like it'd probably be my first one. Like honestly, if I went over there.
So have you applied for them before in New Mexico and never drawn?
Yeah, that's the crazy thing we'll get into. So like, obviously, I've been thinking about these animals for a long time. It costs a lot of money to apply for an Oryx tag. I guess I have to stay the state. Everyone knows what state it is. It's the only place you can really.
It's the only place you can hunt them.
Even though it hurts me right now to say it. It literally like is driving me insane to say
It would take somebody less than 30 seconds to figure out where to go Oryx hunting. There's only one spot. So you can say it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Did you got a comment about that, didn't you?
Oh yeah, my buddy on Facebook.
Somebody commented on your Facebook.
Not really my buddy. I'm just trying to joke.
On your Facebook post and said essentially that you kind of ruined your chances for people to draw.
Yeah, this post basically totally decimated his chance to ever draw one of those tags. Gotcha. And I had a long conversation with him. It was really nice, but I just wanted to fully explain to him all the reasons. Like, hey, bud, I get what you're saying. I totally do. He had some sheep photos posted up, and I was like, it's kind of the same thing with sheep and different things. And I guess I know sheep are,
it's kind of the same thing with any species.
Any species, yeah. He was proud of it, and so he wanted to share it.
Any limited entry draw species. Yeah. I mean, essentially, it's a limited draw.
Yeah, and I understand he wants to do this, and it's like, well, there's ways he could have done it, like the way I did it. Went through a guided draw, which we'll get into, to increase your odds. But like, I get his side of it, and I hope he gets my side of it too. And it's just like, I'm very happy for this moment. I got to share it with my dad. You guys mentioned it before. I love hunting with my family. That's like a big thing to me, and I'm going to post a photo of it. I'm not going to, like, it's different. I know because, like we said, Oryx is, you can only hunt them in New Mexico. So I get that part. It's not like I post a deer and it's like, I'm not wrecking all the deer opportunities. I don't ever say what state I shoot the deer in.
But to that point though, too, Oryx is only going to speak to so many people.
It's expensive to do it. It's expensive to take time off.
Yeah.
Like, so not many people are really excited about it. It's like antelope hunting. I don't know a lot of like my friends back in the Midwest. They're not really jacked about going antelope hunting because it's an antelope. It's smaller.
Sucks to suck, man. Don't hunt them. I'll keep them all to myself.
I want to get into like what the actual logistics of hunting them are, because I think for a lot of people, myself included, I haven't ever done a whole lot of research.
Yeah,
it hasn't been like a species for me that I've been like, oh, that's one I want to hunt. I've been more interested in ibex or Barbary sheep. For some reason, Orcs hasn't been like up there for me
because of the plains aspect of it.
Yeah, I don't know. And
the
then
other guys are in the mountains. What's your deal?
Yeah, and then the other thing that you think about Orcs is like you've got on range Orcs.
Yep.
And then you've got off range Orcs. And I'd never really dug in to do enough research to understand like what your chances might be of doing public land DIY Orcs off range. My understanding was just and again, this is just my how do you say the word? Naivete. Yeah.
I'm super sophisticated.
Yeah. So it might be that. I'll just say that. It might be that, but like my understanding was I was thinking that there was not enough public land to essentially go down and do like a DIY type hunt on my own, So I'd never really done a due diligence to look into it, and just hasn't really been on my radar.
Yeah. So I haven't applied for it ever. And this is what people probably get mad about, because I know people applying for them a long time. And you guys were talking about the Brady Miller luck or whatever you guys said in the last podcast. Like, that was the first time I've ever applied for Oryx in New Mexico. And that's why, a state like New Mexico with basically it's random, no point system. It's a great state to apply in. I've always shot for the stars on mule deer. I've always tried to draw an odd-ad tag. I've never drawn an odd-ad tag in New Mexico. I've always struck out. This last year, I was like, I want to finally do an Oryx tag. Did a bunch of research on Insider, obviously, tried to pick out some. Like we just touched on, you have on range and you have off range. On range is typically like 2 or 3 day hunt.
Highly regulated.
Yeah. Once in a lifetime for the most part. There's some of those on range hunts. McGregor range is actually not a once in a lifetime one, but most time it's once in a lifetime. So you draw it, you can't ever draw one again. Those are like low single digit odds, like severely difficult draws. But that's where like majority of the Oryx are on range, because they kind of do want to keep them on range. So it's a short hunt, which is kind of stressful as well. You can't scout. You're basically just showing up and going as hard as you can for whatever it is, 2 or 3 days to try to do your thing. So then once I know I wanted to apply, I started researching a bunch of off-range stuff. I started looking at, they have month-long season dates, which is kind of cool. And so I think they start in June, and every month from there on out for a little while. And they have a couple month break in the middle. But like, I was like, which season dates would be best for me? Well, I obviously draw odds are going to be better during the fall because September, October, because no, everyone's hunting big game, other big game species during September, October. So you actually have some decent draw odds then. But the hardest draw odds are when it's cold out. Like, it's really difficult to draw some of those ones that are in like quote unquote the winter, like, January, February, that type of thing, because it's enjoyable to be out there. It's like, what's the shittiest time of year with the best draw odds? Well, it's freaking August.
Do you know, with that species, are there times of year when it's more conducive to hunting them? Like, is there a rut, quote unquote?
When I was talking to Ryan and Cole,
there probably is. I just don't know anything about it.
Ryan and Cole said their gestation period is pretty quick, and they actually can go into like 2 different ruts.
They breed twice a year?
They can, yeah. Kind of like sheep in a sense. They have like those weird things where they can do multiple times. So that population's strong. But like, I think coming up here quick was like going to be an potential Oryx rut during the hot part of the year.
So there's not really any difference between hunting them later in the year?
Talking to them,
more animals available.
It's just cooler out, so you can hunt harder and hunt all day.
There's no migration aspect to an Oryx?
Nope, no migration. It's flat desert land, super, super flat. And so, like I said, I did all the research, figured I wanted to do an off-range hunt, and wanted to increase my draw odds. And, I have some good friends who own an outfit, Blackhorn Guide Service. So reached out to them, asked if I could, put in the guided draw, which the guided draw is going to give me a little bit better odds. So I have to be contracted with them, don't hunt with them. And, Cole and Ryan, we've had Ryan on the podcast a bunch. And those guys are absolute studs. You've hunted with them. And so we started planning, and I was like, I'm going to apply for Orcs. Didn't expect the draw. And you and I Trail were actually on our aoudad hunt.
Oh, that's right.
In Texas.
Yeah, that's right.
And I we were sitting up there on the mountain. We actually had service this one spot. We both had just killed. We both had just killed our aoudad. And I couldn't remember my New Mexico password.
Yeah, that's right. I checked mine. Mine were all red.
Yeah, so I could not remember my freaking password, and I didn't have it saved in all my like password saving things. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not going to know if I drew, which sucks. And all of a sudden, like the next morning, I got a text from Ryan. He's like, holy shit. He's like, you drew Oryx and you drew deer. Like those are the only 2 I applied for last year. So I went 100% New Mexico, which is pretty freaking crazy.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't apply in New Mexico, when you get your draw results back, you go into your account and you look at the hunts that you applied for, and they're kind of listed out in a graph and a table. And if you didn't draw,
it's red.
It's red. The whole thing's blocked out red. If you did draw, it's blocked out green. So it's pretty quick. You just look down the list. If they're all red like mine were, I mean, you're disappointed the rest of that day. But
yeah. You had yours was a bad experience. Mine was a phenomenal experience.
Yeah, but Brady was 2 for 2.
I was 2 for 2, and I was like, shit, I should have applied for more tags in New Mexico. But it's expensive because you got to front all that money.
I drew a desert bighorn sheep tag in New Mexico. So,
do you remember that year? Did you apply for everything or just desert bighorn?
I applied for desert. I applied for deer and elk.
Gotcha. So you were
I drew desert.
You were into it a fair amount.
Yeah. Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
That's like one of those
clearly
things.
Worth it though.
Yeah, clearly worth it. That's one of those things you see results, and there's like it's a double-edged sword. You're like, well, there went, however many grand, that I've got to figure out how to come up with, but I get to go hunt sheep. So
but I was in my mid-20s and I was hunting desert bighorn sheep. Like it was crazy.
Yeah. Super cool.
Yes, we found out results on the mountain, which I thought was really unique. And I hadn't even looked yet. And I'm like, I'm already excited about taking an aoudad in Texas. And now I have this hunt coming up that I guess they're planning for again. So it was like,
Mr. Exotic, right there.
I know. Mr. Exotic.
It's a crazy year. And like,
dude, deer went out the window real fast.
No longer he's no longer Mule Deer Jesus. He's Mr. Exotic.
Exotics and elk.
It could be your male exotic dancer named Mr. Exotic. You come out with,
but the thing that always is funny though, you never know what tags you're going to draw. And that's why like, that whole, like we talk about all the time, the multi-state strategy, applying for everything. And that's what this year, like I'm just riding a crazy high the last like 2 years of drawing a lot of tags, having the points for tags, being scrappy, doing OTC, but like it pays off. Like I don't know if it's bad to say, but I've already killed 4 big game animals by August.
Yeah.
In 2023,
That's not bad to say. That's when you have a strategy, you will start to hit your streak because you've been planning and preparing and kind of have it all staggered. I mean, you're just in it right now. You're in your streak.
I'm in the streak, and I have a lot of points in other states still. Like I've set myself up to draw a lot of tags, and I don't always expect to draw a metric ton like I have the last 2 years,
but one or two, yeah.
So you just said you've killed 4 big games before August.
Yeah,
and you still have tags going in.
I also have a ton of tags left.
Do you have any reservations about that? Does it make you feel any sort of way? How do you feel about it?
Reservations that have a lot of tags?
Yeah, or like in terms of like you're putting meat in the freezer, you're out hunting, you're killing animals. Do you have any reservations? Do you feel any sort of way about it?
I feel amazing about it. I got to experience some crazy cool places with some cool friends and literally just keep honing my craft of trying to be the best hunter I can be. And so like, I'm sure some people get upset like, oh, like I have a full freezer of meat all the time. And, I definitely give meat away to friends if I need to, but it's like, I'm not taking any opportunities away from anyone else. A lot of these hunts are either easy to get. At Oryx is a little bit harder. I've killed an oddad, a mountain lion, killed the black bear with Omar. Shout out Omar. And
Young Omar,
sorry. And then an Oryx already, and it's only August. So it's like I'm a single guy now.
Yeah.
And so like I have opportunities to go and do some crazy things, and I set up my whole life just to hunt. That's all I care about doing. I don't care about anything else in this world but going out and hunting. So if I can pick up tags and go do it, I will go do it.
Well, I just heard that his freezer's already full, so at least half an Oryx.
I know, and I've heard Oryx is the best there is.
Me too. That's where I'm going with it. At least half this Oryx can bleed out to other people.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying,
no,
right?
I was talking to Jared in our office, and that's a funny story. He shot in several Orcs before. And
he's military veteran, was on the range there in New Mexico.
Yeah, so you can get those fairly...
For a good reason. He should have been allowed to kill as many as he wanted for what he did.
Yep, 100%. And at one point, he was going to give, a friend or something like that, some meat. And so he went downstairs and grabbed some other freezer, and his wife saw that it was Oryx meat. And she's like, you will put that back right now. You do not gift out Oryx meat. Huh. So I thought that was really cool. And everyone,
yeah, everybody says rumor on the streets is that it's the best eating.
You got to bring it in so we can try it.
I was listening to guys like, we should definitely do a little barbecue.
Yeah, I want to try it.
Yeah. So far I've already, we're jumping way ahead, but yeah, obviously I killed an Oryx. But yeah, I cut up all the steaks this last weekend. I made a ton of bratwurst, some bourbon flavored bratwurst. And then I made a bunch of pepper sticks.
Ooh, pepper sticks with Oryx.
And I was amazed.
Sounds pretty good.
Did you the amount of steaks, some of it out?
The amount of steaks I got, I don't really do a lot of steaks. Like you've heard me, I think I've talked publicly about this. I will grind backstraps and grind tenderloins and just make grind meat out of them. Like I don't do a lot of steaks because I don't know. I just like burger
you're
meat.
Weird.
Yeah, because I'm weird.
Yeah, that's an odd thing. That's
steaks
weird.
are delicious.
Most people know I'm very odd. I'm a very
odd
person to begin with and very detail oriented about things. And I'm just like, I'm in the zone right now. I don't really feel like doing steaks or getting my vacuum sealer out. I'm just gonna grind these backstraps. But Oryx, I made a ton of steaks out of it.
Nice. We'll have to throw one out on the trigger.
Yeah, for sure. I want to try it.
Yeah, me too. So you drew the tag. You got the tag.
Drew the tag, and that's when planning started. I've never hunted Orcs. You've never hunted Orcs. I've just leaned on Ryan and Cole. Like, what's this hunt going to be about? We've had them on before. We actually talked about Orcs. We pulled up that map. Like Orcs are a crazy animal. All the vitals are kind of front of the shoulder. They have a big vertebrae column on their spine area. And remember in the last one of the podcasts we did recently, we were like, why do they call them Oryx? When they call them Gemsbok everywhere else.
Yeah.
Then Ryan texted us, and I actually have it written down on my notes right now. I'm going to read through it. So he gave the best explanation for this whole thing, and it actually makes a lot of sense. Before we did the podcast, I should know why we call them an Oryx and why they call them Gemsbok. It's I always try to do a bunch of my research on things, but this one I just didn't do it. But so here's the reason right now. Oryx, I guess, is the main genus name, but there are 4 subspecies. All right. You have Gemsbok, you have Scimitar, Arabian, and East African. So there's different subspecies of Oryx. They're all different visually, but basically, besides for coloration, they're kind of the same.
Scimitar is the white and orange.
I think this is the white one, yeah. Again, we should...
If I'm correct.
I
I don't
You
know.
got me.
Yeah,
But
Sounds
that's the
right.
only one. That's the only one I recognize
Yeah,
as scimitar.
It sounds right.
So there's 4 of them. And so I was like, well, still, why do we call them Oryx over here and they're Gemsbok over there? It's like Aoudad versus Barbary sheep in a way, you know? Like you hunt in Texas, it's Aoudad. You go in New Mexico, everyone calls them Barbarys. And so here's the explanation. New Mexico Oryx are Gemsbok Oryx, but we just call them Oryx for a reason known only to me as quote unquote, because that's just what we call them. Which I thought was a great
So they're
definition of my rhyme.
Gemsbok.
Yeah, they're basically a Gemsbok.
Gemsbok Orcs.
And supposedly the Gemsbok are the largest and most common of all the 4 Oryx
Right.
genuses or species.
So if you bring them over, you might as well bring the biggest, right?
Might as well bring
Yeah.
the biggest one, yeah. So I can't remember exactly when they were reintroduced, but we had that podcast back in the day. We should probably pull that up. But it was like, what, in the 60s?
I think 50s or 60s is what. Yeah, I think one of those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, introduced them on range and, you know, just
Now that you've hunted a couple exotics this year, do you have any? Would you like to see them added more opportunities to other places?
Trail.
Like, how
are
do
we
you-
going to talk about our secret text messages that
May-
you and I talk
maybe,
about?
Maybe just real quick. I'm curious.
Yes.
You think they should be
Yes.
at the cost of native?
It's jeez. We both have a biology background. Here we are talking about bucket biology.
Yeah, it's just this is one of those funny ones because it's like you like to hunt, but then
I am
hunting's
not a
everything.
biologist though, so coming from me to you two that would have a lot more knowledge about this than myself, obviously. There's got to be a way to do both, like on this on-range thing, right? Like at what cost did it go to the natives? If there is any cost to the natives, then I would say no, don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that would be my clear answer. Is if there is a
cost to
statistically
pronghorn?
significant amount of a native like
Negative effect.
yeah,
Yeah.
then I wouldn't do it. But isn't there a way to do both? There's got to be a
Maybe.
way to do
There's
both.
probably some mountain ranges. Trail and I talk about this one little mountain range area, Canyon country thing that would look great for Aoudad. It would be great for Orcs. We always joke when we go through there, like, oh man, just think of this terrain right now that we could have some.
I just think they're such cool animals and they're such a fun opportunity to hunt. And I think it's really cool that New Mexico, did that.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
the fact that they exist in New Mexico. I don't want them. I don't want it to be at the cost of native wildlife.
No, you can't
and,
ever do that. But there's a lot of places you could probably drop them in there.
But yeah, I just was curious as to if you had any thoughts about it.
I do have a lot of thoughts. That's like, and to me too, it's like, okay, we live in a state that you can't get a lot of tags. Like, how fun would it be in some of these mountain ranges if we reintroduce some? Obviously, again, not at the cost of natives, but like, let's just get rid of a bunch of those feral horses everywhere and put some stuff where we can actually, do some hunting on it.
Well, that one's a pretty straightforward cost to native wildlife. Like it's
Yeah.
pretty
Wild horses are
apparent what
terrible.
wild horses are doing.
Yeah, it's
and they're not
terrible.
wild horses; they are introduced horses.
Yeah, they're feral. So, but it's tough. Like, it's like any introduced species. Like, you look at like different things, like up in Montana and Flathead Lake. They introduced lake trout for a certain reason, and then it, now it's impeding all the endangered bull trout. So like it was introduced for a certain reason for sport fishing and for other causes. I can't really remember now. My biology background just kind of gone.
That might be one of these things. It's just kind of a pipe dream and fun to talk about, but
Yeah.
in reality, probably not.
Yeah, and Ryan and Cole were talking about like Oryx were introduced to what's it called, creosote? There's some like vegetation out there that's non-native that was from Africa in New Mexico on that area, and so that's why they kind of introduced them to the on range, was to control this vegetation. But then once they got
You're
introduced
talking
there,
creosote bush?
yeah,
Is it non-native?
non-native. And he was saying then they obviously preferred something else. Like there's all these other vegetations.
Yeah. So they
Isn't
might
the
be-
buffalo grass
That they
African
might,
as well?
That they migrate. I don't know. Buffalo.
Buffalo,
Oh, you got
buffalo
me.
grass, or whatever.
Cheatgrass.
Cheatgrass.
That one is. I don't know.
in Mexico.
I don't know buffalo grass though.
So it's like, yeah, you always introduce something to try to control something, and then they end up preferring something else. So it's like, okay, now we just have these animals here, but like, I don't know. Like you said, it'd be sweet to have
Yeah.
more animals to hunt in other places. But
Did you gauge much maybe I'm putting the cart before the horse, getting down the road too far, but do you have any kind of gauge on what populations are like?
I mean, that's tough to say in a sense. Off-range hunts are tough. So I obviously had the off-range hunt. It's tough. It's a grind.
Just not many animals?
There's not many animals. And there is, but it's also not very conducive to glassing and finding said animals. Like a lot of times, like they were joking, like usually go on, even on, because they know where to go, like Ryan and Cole, like this is their living, is guiding on, they do a lot of their guiding for other species, but like they know Orcs. And they said, yeah, we could be done the first day, we could be done in 48 hours. And we took it to day 5. just grinding it out. Yeah, I was passing a bunch of Orcs, which we'll get into, which people say you should never pass an Oryx. I wanted a giant. But it was a hard hunt. I don't think there's a lot off range. Don't quote me on it, but it's like they can go anywhere. Like you don't know where they're going to be, and there's very easy terrain for them to hide, and it's so flat you can't really glass it. But on range, there's definitely just a higher population of them in general. I don't know what the total population numbers would be, but probably that's why on range is only like a 2-day or a 3-day hunt.
So when you say that when you said that they know where to go, there obviously must be areas just like any animal that they prefer.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Gotcha. Did you get a sense of that? Like as you were out and you're covering country, you got a better idea of what to look for in terms of vegetation, terrain.
Yeah, but that's what's crazy though too. Like we had 2 different kind of terrain types that we kind of hunted. There was some flat stuff, and then some other stuff with some more like kind of rollers with some acatillas on it, and they were in both to a bigger degree. But the bigger bulls were obviously they're kind of by themselves, and so like you could just be glassing just looking for one animal in one area. That was kind of made it difficult. But other areas that they had some cows and some other stuff, like they were grouped up with. I think the biggest herd we saw was like 8 total. But I definitely think though, like you're saying, like you just didn't know what the public land opportunities were. So kind of why you never do. If you wanted to go and do an off-range hunt, you're doing it by yourself. I think like with our knowledge of how to find animals and like, once you get down there and try to figure out that terrain, like you definitely do really well.
Doable?
I think it's 100% doable.
Public land?
Yep, public land.
Enough public land to
There's
hunt?
enough public land to hunt.
Did you ever find that you were, impeded or essentially locked out areas that you would like to, or that look good that you couldn't hunt because of private?
No, never private issues. Just, dealing with some of the, on range stuff. Like you can't hunt on range.
Sure.
So you get to some of those areas. And you
How close to the range do you think you were hunting?
You
don't want to say?
I don't want to blow up an area,
sure.
But like you definitely, some of the areas you're, hunting a border fence. Okay. Other areas you're way away from it, checking things out. But it's like you have to keep that in mind at all the time. And sometimes it's just hard to know.
See any aliens?
See an alien.
Did you? See any aliens?
No.
Any green eyes? Any weird floating objects?
No.
I
Flying saucers?
I asked if we can go to Roswell. I really wanted to make a trek over to Roswell.
Me too. I've never been.
You ever been to Rachel, Nevada?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. The Alien Inn?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So no aliens then.
No aliens.
That's where I always go to when you think military base out in the middle of the desert.
Yep.
It's like, did you see any aliens?
No, but I wanted to.
Yeah.
The government's saying they're here.
Yeah. So you get down there first day, you meet those guys. Do they kind of lay out what the hunt is going to look like for you?
Yeah, it's in just kind of animal punting, running around, covering as many miles as you can in a pickup, trying to get as high as you can. A lot of times we're standing on top of the cab of the truck, on top of the coolers in the back of the truck, and I was like, why don't we just go drive all the way back to some place and just go build a high rack really quick?
Are they like deer and elk where they're more active like morning and evening, or are they pretty much out all day?
They're pretty much out all day, but during it was a record high temperatures when we were there. Like normally it's in like the mid 90s. We were well over 100. And so we were hunting them heavily, obviously in the morning, heavily in the evening. Throughout the midday, we're still hunting them as well. But I think a lot of them were trying to find shade where they could. And that's the difficult thing over there. There's not a lot of shade. I don't know how all these animals actually survive out there. I really don't.
Are they shaded up, bedded, or
They're kind of bedded, but they say they don't bed for very long. Like we even notice them too. They'll bed, and then like 30 minutes later, they'll stand up, kind of like a horse. Stand up and like try to face the wind or whatever, like get some wind on you.
They do a lot of standing around. You always see those horses just kind of, standing
around.
But
it's basically though, you have to cover country because there's areas that they're there and there's areas that they're just not. And it's so flat, like they're not there. They're not there. You're not going to like all of a sudden kick one up, like bedded down, because you can usually see I call them like black toothpicks. Like you can see the little black toothpicks, sticking above the brush, the big horns.
So you guys are just basically driving. How many miles a day are you covering, you think?
Ooh.
Couple hundred?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh gosh, yeah. We're covering so much ground. Like obviously sometimes we're driving a little bit slower, checking things out. We're going on a bunch of little like random hikes here and there. Just to try to get elevation. That was the main thing. So a lot of times we were getting further away from the country we wanted to look at and just getting at a little slight high point and glassing miles and miles of country.
So any little hill, any kind of elevation that you could get up to, you're hiking out to it and sitting down and putting the glass to.
Yeah, but that's the hard thing though too, is because you have mirage, heat waves.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why like the mornings were very vital. Like we have to like really try to get in our best spot possible that we think that where the Orcs are going to be in the morning, and try to do all of our long distance glassing right away in the morning. Try to pick apart little areas. Try to see, okay, there's an Oryx there, there's another Oryx there. Let's try to judge them really quickly, because once that sun maybe it was around like 9 a.m. or something like that. Once it's there, you're really cut on how far you can glass.
Are you getting up early?
That's the other difficult thing about, like I said, this hunt was a complete challenge.
Because you had to get up and get going?
Well, because it's daylight.
Because Brady loves to sleep.
Yeah, I love to sleep. But
Loves to sleep.
But it's daylight for so long. So
Yeah,
you have like
long
13 and a half, 14 hours of daylight. And so by the time you get back every night, you're hunting until late at night. Like in the fall, it gets dark at 5, you have a lot of time. But like you're hunting so late, by the time you drive back to camp, because I said we're covering country.
Are you base camping then?
Yeah, we had a wall tent set up.
Okay, so you're going back to wall tent every night.
Yeah, we're going back to wall tent, yeah. And we put our wall tent out in the middle of nowhere away from some roads because, there's some traffic, let's say, in the area that could be going through there. Mm-hmm. I won't discuss what kind of traffic, but there could be some traffic going through. You never know.
Would you put an ing on the ending of traffic?
Trafficking, yes.
Trafficking.
So we put our wall tent way
kind of traffic?
up on Main Road. But so by the time you get to your wall tent every night, by the time you eat food, like the first night we had Cole cooked up some baller ribeyes. Mm-hmm. I haven't had a beefsteak in I don't know how long.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
It's good.
It was pretty good. Let's just be honest. It was pretty good. But then by the time you eat really quickly, and all the other nights we were having, just freeze-dried meals. Mm-hmm. But every night we're going to bed at like 11:30, and we're not hanging out at camp because like it's still 85 degrees out when you get back in the dark. Like there's no cooling off at night. So at night you're sweating. You're not getting great sleep, which is why I love data and like, tracking all the stuff on my Whoop strap thing. Like it was pretty cool. Like I was literally getting like 4 hours to maybe 4.5 hours of sleep a night. And then we're waking up at 4 a.m. Mm-hmm. I'm pounding coffee, having some oat beer really quick. And then we're on the road trying to drive to our first glassing spot and try to, cover that.
What's the fuel situation like?
Scary.
Are you carrying a bunch of extra tanks?
Oh yeah. We had a lot of jugs.
Yeah, and
so
then
one of those ones where I was joking with my dad. I wish we would have carried a 55-gallon fuel drum. Like we used to do that hunting a lot in a certain state in the West.
Do you have enough fuel to get you through the 5 days? Are you guys going back to refuel?
No, we ended up going back once. Like we were just checking out different areas, and we just said, let's just make a long haul. Let's resupply some ice and some coolers. And so one of the days he actually went way off in the town. Like towns are nowhere nearby either. Like there's no cell phone service right there. You're remote. It reminds me of like one of the more remote places, just because you have to be so far out there.
So are you seeing orcs then?
Yeah, every
day.
Pretty much every day. So the first day, like we started driving in, that's when I got my first glimpse of an Oryx. And I was like I don't know what you call a kid on Christmas. Like I was so excited. Mm-hmm. I saw the Oryx. I told him to stop. Like I was driving, so I stopped. But Cole was up in front, and he stopped his truck, and we were looking at it, and I was like, this is the most gorgeous animal I've ever seen in my life.
How far out?
250 yards.
Oh, close then.
Yeah, it was a cow.
How do you tell the difference between a cow and a bull?
For the most part, they're just a little bit skinnier.
Besides the obvious.
And they're, besides the obvious. There's a little bit skinnier horn, and typically there could be longer horn. And so it's kind of really hard to tell.
So really just horns.
Horns,
just
horns mass and horns length.
Mass and the
it's
length.
like a mountain goat kind of thing.
Yeah, and then the obvious, just looking around.
Yeah.
You creep looking around body parts.
Did you take the time to do that?
No.
Or did those guys kind of have like a pretty decent idea? Like, yeah, that's a cow.
Yeah, most of the time they'd be like, oh yeah, that's a cow. You can just
Did you tell the difference?
Length. I don't know.
No, you couldn't have?
Not really.
Yeah. Have never seen them. No reference, right?
No reference at all. But like once you start seeing a few of them, you can be like, all right, it seems like this group is probably a bunch of cows. And all of a sudden you see some other ones that are like, a little fatter horned and they're a little bit shorter horned because they're younger. And like, okay, those ones are bulls because I can just,
you think like
tell.
a young
It was
bull.
like a group of bulls in a sense where it was a group of cows. Like, so saw my first one. I thought it was the most amazing experience of my life. Like literally it was like, this is why I'm here right now. These things are absolutely gorgeous. And I was like, I had to pinch myself. Like I have an Oryx tag. I've always wanted to hunt one of these things. Super cool. So that was the drive in, and that drive over. That night before, I got 1 hour and 45 minutes of sleep. So I was dogging.
Yeah,
but I was super excited. Saw my first Oryx.
Do they call a female Oryx a doe?
Cow.
A cow.
Cow and bull. Cow, bull,
so
calf.
An antelope, you call it a doe antelope.
Yeah, it's really, really weird.
Antelope,
it's really interesting.
But you call it a bull and a cow then?
Bull and a cow.
Do you call it a calf? It's a calf then?
Yeah, a calf.
Seen calves?
We only saw 2 calves.
I can imagine like a calf at Orcs is a cute little bugger.
They're brown. Their body's brown.
Oh, really? They're dark.
Totally different color.
When do they change color?
Just when I think they're maturing and get a little bit older.
That's interesting.
You couldn't really tell any difference between a male and a female then as far as coloration goes.
Not a coloration, no.
Pretty much the same color.
Yep.
Interesting.
And so it was crazy, like you're saying, like that first day, like how many orcs we're seeing. The first day we hunted him, and we only saw 2 orcs that entire day.
Mm-hmm.
I passed up the bull that I ended up killing on the second to last day. Saw him right away that first full day of hunting. And Ryan looked over at me and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'd shoot that in a heartbeat."
Broken horn?
Broken horn. But the thing is weird though. Everyone always says broken horn. Like I heard you guys talk about broken horn on another podcast. Like I don't know if my bull would be considered a broken horn bull if you had the broken horn only hunt that's on range, because broken horn only has to be at least 25% or more broken on the one side. So it's not just any chip brokenness. It's like a certain measurement on the horn, like wherever the longest one is, that other one has to be 25% or more to be considered a broken horn on a broken horn only hunt. And mine wasn't a broken horn only hunt. It's either sex, anything goes.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, when I saw that, I wanted to pass it up because I wanted, both of them intact. I wanted a giant old bull. And someone even commented like, "Oh, you said you were going to try to shoot a giant trophy and you ended up not shooting a giant trophy." But my bull was still a giant trophy, but it's just broken. And it was first day, and the mass was incredible. They're both like, "Wow, we've never," Ryan and Cole both said they've never seen a bull with that much mass.
So you saw that bull opening day?
First day, yep.
First day,
right in the morning, probably 7:30 in the morning, glassed him up.
That's a little easier to pass up.
Yeah, it's like we had a whole giant hunt ahead of us. You know? Like everyone always says that saying is, "Oh, you never pass something the first day, shoot the last day." I will pass something on the first day all the time and shoot on the last day because, again, that's more hunting experience I get. That's more time with my dad. I'm hunting with my dad. My dad traveled a long way from Minnesota to be there. I've never hunted orcs. I want to soak it all up. Why would I want to tag out right away there without having to look at the species? I want to enjoy hunting those species. I want to immerse myself in hunting a new terrain and new animals and hanging out with my friends.
Did you get the sense that if you passed that bull up and talking to those guys that have hunted them more, that you could probably find that bull again?
No. They said that was one of the cool things. Like
so
you see an Oryx, you're probably not going to see that Oryx again.
Gotcha.
So if you're really excited about it,
you better shoot it.
Because they're so what would be the term, nomadic.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really kind of hang out in the same area day after day. Like they will cover country. Like they don't need a lot of water, and even though that has vegetation there, but I don't think they really have a home range. They'll just cover country. Like they'll just be gone. And
these aren't antelope at all.
Yeah, so that's the only that's one of the big differentiators with other animals. So like we saw that, and they're like, Ryan's like, I would shoot that, but he's like, I've also shot. He shot a couple other orcs before, like a big clean horn. He shot a really goofy one. He's like, that Oryx is amazing. Look at the mass on that thing, and look how long the other side was. Like, and the other one that's broke, it didn't break till way high up on the horn. It's not like it's broke way down below. But he's like, I guarantee we'll find more Oryx. So I was like, yeah, I'm happy to pass this one up. We did see a bunch of mule deer, by the way.
Oh yeah,
really?
Oh boy,
good ones?
No, it's hard to tell. They're still not grown up there yet.
Yeah,
they're not. You can't even really see the G2, G3. It's kind of just going, but like good frame, good eye guards, mass. Yeah, a lot of mass.
That's awesome.
They were easy to spot compared to an Oryx because like they were there in the same spots every day. We kept going back to like, oh yeah, there's a mule deer again.
Do they blend in pretty good? And
Orcs?
Yeah, just based on like their pattern of their hide.
I'd say yes, depending on where they're at. Like if they're in some of the higher rock areas, it seemed like to me it was easier to pick out.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I wouldn't say rocks, just more there's different terrain and akatillas. But they were down like the vegetation, like flatland stuff. It was kind of hard with all the haze and stuff to pick them up. But once you actually saw one or saw it move, you're like, oh yeah, it's an Oryx.
One thing I saw somewhere, I don't know, online, but they said one of the easiest parts to pick up is just that swish and tail, because they've got that long black tail with long hair on it, and they're just always swishing it back and forth to probably flip flies or whatever it is they're doing. But
so no, they're super cool. But they did say like, Brady, you're crazy for passing right now too. Like we know you can find more Oryx, but just realize like
that's a big one.
Most people don't pass Oryx. Like when you go on an off-range hunt, especially, or even on-range hunt, you're kind of shooting the first one you see. Obviously you might pass up one if it's super broke or just way too goofy or whatever. But like most people don't pass up on off-range because like I said, it's a tough hunt. I was like, I'm fine to do this. We passed it up, start driving around more, checking out some other country, hike some new areas. And my dad's calling me. Speaking of that, he probably wants to talk about hunting.
And put him live.
Put him on. And then that evening I passed up another Oryx. It was a really small cow, like a very small cow, like maybe like, I don't know, maybe 29 inches, maybe 30.
What's a big Oryx?
36.
Okay.
35, 36. We had heard a rumor. This was the other reason why I passed that bull up opening day. We heard a rumor of a 40-incher.
Oh, wow.
40. So I've heard Ryan and these guys talk about it. 40 is like the 200 or 400 mule deer elk kind of thing, right?
That's
like
absolute giant. Yeah.
That's like
40-incher.
the ghost number that everybody talks about.
Yeah. But again, it could be something that's very unobtainable too.
Yeah.
Like, and they're so hard to judge.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about, like, okay, can you really judge a 36 bird or 35 like on the hoof?
There's probably some comparison you can make between the length of their face, I would think, if you looked at
they
them.
talk about the face
if
a
you
lot.
got into it, just based on what I know about other animals, I know that you can probably draw some conclusions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I passed up another cow in the evening. Just, wanted to pass. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. But yeah, then I think we had a couple days where we really struggled to find Oryx. Like we found some, was it here, day 2? Yeah, day 2. Day 2 was tough. I don't think we saw any Oryx on day 2 of the hunt. So after that first day, the next day, it was a rough one. Just driving around in the heat, just getting like, we obviously were covering country in a pickup, but like, we had 4 dudes in a pickup. And I feel bad because they're like, hey, Brady, you sit in the front. And I'm like, no, I'd rather have someone else sit in the front. But like, no.
Yeah.
But I heard my dad and Ryan were in the back seat, and they were their bodies were just absolutely destroyed from all the miles he put on the rough roads.
But that truck smelled really good too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a different kind of hunt. I know. I mean, you could look at it in different ways, but I mean, typically that type of hunt doesn't sound like super appealing to me. Just like driving and glassing and driving and glassing. I mean, it's okay to do that for a day. Like if you've been antelope hunting and you hunt that way, it's no wonder. I mean, I always tell people in Wyoming, if you draw an antelope tag up there, how do you kill a big one? Well, guys that kill big antelope usually in Wyoming are the guys that can just hold off the trigger, can just cover miles.
Window time.
Yeah, and I think it gets really uncomfortable for a lot of people pretty quick. You can only drive so long on a dirt road before you're just completely bored stiff of it, and you're like, that one will do.
Yeah.
And you shoot one.
That's why I like antelope hunting, though. That's what draws me to it. To find a big one is fun.
It's a different kind of grind.
A lot
for
of
sure.
digging. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather be hiking around.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, but it takes a mental toll on your body to like, all right, sit in the heat, go hike up here in the heat to try to glass, like all these different, hunting strategies. That's why I like hunting new places, though. It's like just learning something new.
Your image stabilization binoculars, those SIGs, they work out pretty good.
Oh yeah.
As you're driving, 16 powers.
There was
you probably went through a battery this hunt, huh?
Actually, I did go through a battery. Yeah, I did. So I've been using the brand new ones, the 16s that have the super stabilization mode on them. But at some point, we were driving around and there was some like antelope. I think we had an Oryx once on the side of the road. And I was like, yeah, keep driving, guys. Like, you don't want to stop to look at them? I'm like, no, keep driving. I got stabilization binos. Mm-hmm. So I handed him my dad, and he's like, holy gosh. Like, I could literally glass them as we're driving and see them. Yeah, obviously, it's like slightly bouncing around, but it's not bouncing around to like a degree normal binos would be. Yeah. But yeah, I could go on a rant for hours on those, how amazing those things are. Like I've said before, people will sell their Swaros, and if you actually picked up those, you'll realize how big of a game changer it is. And I know I'm saying that, it sounds like a strong statement, but I fully believe in it.
I believe that.
And no one's paying me. No one's paying me to say that either. No one's paying me.
I believe that you believe in that.
Okay,
I'm not.
It's
not
come
there
across
yet,
clear. I'm really excited to use mine.
Yeah.
Should have been using them already, but well.
So day 3, you're on day 3.
Yep. I missed part of day 1 too. We had a giant rainstorm.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's right.
What Ryan was saying.
Flash flood.
A New Mexico hurricane.
Ah.
So it was kind of a desert hurricane. He was describing it. But yeah, it flooded everything. Everything was flooded. Every road, every ditch. It rained for probably over an hour. And driving on the roads, like everything all of a sudden became a pond. You're putting in 4-wheel drive, trying to drive through all this stuff. Like it was pretty insane. But then the third day, we had another rainstorm in the afternoon, which we'll get to. But so it rained a lot while we were out there, even though it was really hot. So it rained and then got crazy hot. But morning of the third day, we set up as a high point again, glassing all this flat country. And we've been glassing for a while, hadn't seen anything. Of course, we've seen a metric ton of antelope. Like they're easy to spot out there. Like they hang on the same spot every day. We found a group of 3 Oryx. One looked giant, one looked goofy, and one was broken. And when I say broken, it was like broken like 5 inches up.
What do you mean goofy?
I described it as an Oryx that somehow mated with a doll sheep.
Oh, it's got some curl to it.
Full curl. I'm talking going up, curling down by the nose.
Why the hell did you not shoot him?
Yeah, I'd shoot him.
Yeah, it was goofy.
Full curl
I
Orcs?
have some video, but I can show
Why
you
would
guys.
you not shoot him?
Both sides curl?
Both sides curled. They
No
went
way.
straight back and curled down and came up towards its face.
How long?
I don't know, 25 inches.
So pretty good one.
Yeah. It was
Mass? Did it have mass?
no, it was really skinny looking.
Huh.
But I'm like, it was like growing near its face. I didn't get a good look at it. But he's like, oh yeah, sometimes they'll grow into their face.
Yeah.
Like that's
Oh,
a
that's-
horrible. Like if I had that happen to me, I would be just like beating against a rock all day trying to break the horn.
I wonder what causes that.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's genetic or if those got busted up or
Bent up when he was young or something?
Yeah, pedicle. I guess I don't know if they have a pedicle. It's a horn, right?
Yeah, so we spotted those ones. We're like, all right, we got to go after them. Like, we gotta cut the distance, and we looked on GOHUNT maps, found some roads that we could go drive down to kind of cut the distance off because we're way up on this high point. Got all the way down there, and all of a sudden, right when you get down there, you can't find them anymore. Obviously, this is where marking waypoints, use your rangefinder tool all comes into play, like marking exactly where the animal's at. Marked where they're at, drove down these roads, parked the truck, got out a little bit, and we're like, okay, there they are, they're way off in the distance. Like you could kind of see them. Like the topography then wasn't totally flat, but you could just see their, again, black toothpick sticking above the brush. It's like, there they are, let's go on a long stalk. Got some digiscope of them. My dad elected to stay there because we were going to hike as fast as we can. Because like when these Orcs are feeding, especially with feeding away from us, they said like you won't catch up to them.
Yeah.
Like you will not catch up to them. They just go and go and go. They don't stop and mill around. They feed very quickly as they're just walking or just.
In terms of senses, is it eyes, ears, or eyes, nose?
I don't know if I've hunted anything as great as better eyesight than Oryx.
So eyesight's the ticket.
Like they pick you up and they're gone.
Gotcha.
And when these things, like for a while, I was like, why when we spook them, do they run and they just keep running? Like they never stop. Like deer, elk, every animal will stop and like give you a shot opportunity or something like that, or an opportunity to glass them again. We started thinking about it. It's like, well, where did they originate? Africa. What was chasing them in Africa? Lions, cheetahs, everything. And when those things, they're constantly being chased. So like their defense mechanism is just to run and run and run and run and just go. So we started stalking these Oryx. Again, I can see the goofy horn one. I can see the big tall one. Big tall one was probably like, we figured like 36 or 37. It was a cow.
Oh, it's a cow.
Yeah, big cow.
Wow.
And again, I could shoot either or, bull or cow. And we started stalking them. My dad stayed back by the truck because like we have to basically run at these things as fast as we can. We'd wait for them to get out of sight. And again, getting out of sight, it's not much topography change. So we're just like running after them, walking, trying to get the wind right. We figured we had the wind right. At one point, we got to like 900 yards. And we could see him walking around. We saw one kind of looking towards us, but the sun was, at our back because the sun was rising. And all of a sudden, you just like feel something bad happening. The wind starts switching, and we're like, "Mother effer!" And all of a sudden, look at those Orcs, and they're just fucking running.
He picked you up from that far.
Picked us up from 900 yards. Yeah, like we couldn't really see us. Yeah, they might have been able to see little objects moving, but the sun was behind us. But also, they picked up our scent, and like they have really good eyesight, and they definitely like sense a big thing too. And they just ran, and they ran. And they ran, and we tried to loop back around, try to find them again. Couldn't find them. Hiked all the way back. Found a couple horny toads, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Took some pictures of them.
They shoot blood out of their eyes? Did you make them do that?
I would feel bad. So hiked all the way back to the truck. My dad's just sitting there. It's like, yeah, once you guys got like a little bit ways away, the Orcs got a sight, and that's been kind of chilling. I'm like, oh, I felt so bad for my dad. Like, I was glad I didn't kill.
Yeah.
Because I want my dad with me, and he's like, didn't want to hike as fast. My dad can definitely hike, but it was like we had to hike really fast, and like more bodies there could probably spook him. It was so open. So we got back, loaded in the truck, looped back around, ended up relocating him again, but just couldn't get on him. They just kind of kept going. And like, all right, we'll go check out some new areas. But like, that's kind of what's hard though. Like, it's hard to see him. And then now it's midday. And so now it's like midday kind of sucked because now it's like, you're going to sit in a truck the rest of the day and drive around and try to hopefully like find another high spot or hike out to a high spot in the heat. And it's, multiple days it was 106. And like you're going out sitting on rocks or even sitting on a glassing pad, like you're just drenched of sweat at all times. And then you decide to get back to the truck and that truck smells lovely.
I'm sure it smells so good. I'm thinking through that part of it.
Everybody's thinking it.
Yeah.
I
bet it
as soon
smells
as you
so good.
said 4 dudes in a truck,
Yeah,
everybody's mind immediately went to how bad does that truck smell?
Yeah. But then we thought of this crazy idea. We're like, maybe a side-by-side could be a pretty good use. And we didn't have a side-by-side. So we decided to inReach one of Cole and Ryan's friends, see if he'll drive partway over to where we're at and meet up with us to let us borrow one of their side-by-sides, a 4-seater. So we wasted a whole chunk of time that day making a long ass drive across New Mexico to go pick up a side-by-side. And I felt really bad for the guy. I can't remember what his name is, but he drove halfway and met us.
It's a good friend.
Yeah, really good dude. And it's like, that's what's cool though about like, you know, the hunting community and just friends in general, like to drop everything and be like, all right, I'm going to go home, get the side-by-side. I'll throw it on the trailer. I'll meet you there just to like, cause he wants us to have another tool in our arsenal that we could potentially use. Drove all the way over there, got the side-by-side, drove all the way back. And as we were driving back, we instantly hopped off. And now we only have a little bit of time in the afternoon. Unload everything, hop in the side-by-side. And as you're driving in the side-by-side, you can just see this nasty rainstorm coming. And my dad at one point was like, you guys know we're driving into the rainstorm, right? And it was kind of raining a little bit. And it was like, I was like, oh yeah, it looks like straight hell over there. Just black and everything. Kept going that direction. We're just getting all of a sudden pelted by like rain, hail. And it's an open, it has a top on it, but there's no windows on the side. So we're just getting drenched. And all of a sudden pulled the side-by-side and angled a little bit so we can try to get out of the rain. We're like, yeah, let's not keep going this direction. Like we're trying to check out some new areas. That's why we're using a side-by-side with that because we can cover more country faster. Let's go back to the spot where we ran into those 3 earlier and just check that area out because we don't have a lot of time. And it's not raining over there. So because of the rain, turned all the way around, went back to that same spot. We get over there, boom, picked up those 3. But the problem was we picked up those 3 and we're glassing. I'm like, all right, well, they're way away from this road right now. They're in some topography. Looks like you could stalk them. Let's just drive by them, go way away from them, park, and let's make a stalk on them.
So are they cool with vehicles? Like they're not as bad with vehicles?
Well, it's nice because for the most part, Cole's truck is white. And so it's that white, like oil rig looking thing, you know, so they're kind of fine with it. You always hear about that in like antelope and other species, but like they just see those trucks stopping all the time. It's okay. But we're like, now we're in side-by-side though. And we're like, okay, well, we're just gonna get away from them, park it, and make a long loop and try to cut them off because they're working towards the east, and we're just going to, you know, do a little triangle and try to cut them off because again, they're just walking, getting away from us. So as we devised that plan, and we're starting to drive down the road to get away from them out of sight to then get over hill and park and then hike, we found 8 more Oryx.
Oh, wow.
Like I heard we never even knew it was there, and we've been glassing that for multiple mornings, but it's like nomadic. Like where'd these things come from?
Yeah.
And we're looking at them. These things are close, like really close to the side-by-side. And we're all like, are they even big here? Like, should we make a stalk on it quick and try to shoot one of them? Like, what's going on? But we're like, that one over there, the one from this morning, that big cow, we know she's big. Like, let's just leave these be right now because they're not really paying attention to us. And go try to stalk that big cow, and if need be, we can come back. But we
gave them a look, right? You looked at
we gave them a quick look, but we never put the spotter on them. But they were like, yeah, they're big, like maybe 34 inches. Like a couple of these ones were, a lot of smaller ones. We didn't know if one was at that level, that big cow. That big cow was big, like definite shooter all day, every day. She's like, well, now we're in a pickle here. Like, you know, we got these Orcs. We don't want to put a lot of time on them. We know those ones right now are killable if we hurry. So we got all the way. We're like,
bird in the hand, Brady.
I
Two
know.
in the bush.
Bird in the hand.
You ever heard that saying?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Just want to remind you, just in case you forgot.
But again, you know, like I said, I am looking for a mature Oryx.
Sure.
I am definitely, you know.
You might not ever get to hunt them again.
Might never get to hunt them again. So I don't want to.
According to your buddy on Facebook, probably never again.
Probably never again.
Never again.
Yep. Yeah, I took an opportunity away from him. So we decided, well, let's go after this cow. She's a good spot. We try to go over there, and of course, as she's working away to the east, they decide to turn around and go the opposite way. Well, going the opposite way eventually is going to get to an area we can't hunt, and that got spoiled almost instantly. We're like, well, shit. Now we lost that opportunity at that big cow. Like if we would have hurried, and if we wouldn't have spent so much time, like kind of looking at that other group, we could have done a original plan, parked it, and then ran over there and tried to put a stalk on and get a shot. But these things are just random. They just do whatever they want to do. So this Orc just spun around, walked away from us, and we're like, well, now we gotta go back for the other ones. Now we hike all the way back to the side-by-side, hop in it. Now they're way off in the middle of some flat country. We're like, I don't think
it's fun. At least you're in the hunt all. I mean,
now we're into them.
Yeah, the whole afternoon you're essentially spot and stalk. I mean, you're in them.
Yeah, we're in them now, and so we loop back around. We find them again, and we're like, all right, they're there. Like we maybe could go after a stalk on them. The wind's going to be kind of horrible, super flat. We're going to be seeing the whole entire time. Some of them are already looking at us from a side-by-side from a long ways away. We elected to just watch them and try to pick them up the next morning. So we didn't put a stalk on them, but we knew like, hey, these orcs are here. They're here. They're going in a certain direction that gives us an opportunity for a lot of glassable terrain. They're kind of working towards our big glassing knob we've been going up to. So next morning, we go up to glassing knobs. We're glassing around for a while. Where are the orcs? Nowhere to be seen. The same group of 8 and the other group of 3, we couldn't pick up either of those. Finally, after like 2 hours of glassing, we picked up the group of 8, and like they were in a spot that looked like a slam dunk.
Who's glassing up the most orcs? BTX?
BTX is definitely king.
Yeah.
BTX is king. Like, no
it's
joke.
a nice tool to have in your toolkit.
Yeah, I was letting Ryan and Cole glass with a lot. My dad glassed with a bunch. Like,
gotcha.
It's just...
I can imagine it's probably built for that.
It's built for it. And sometimes I was like not using it, and all of a sudden I joked once, like, I have the most expensive optic sitting next to me. We're going to pop that baby up. Instantly I put it up. Sometimes, boom, there's an Oryx.
Yeah.
Like something you wouldn't see with otherwise. Like, it's a shameless plug for an awesome piece of glass. Like, yeah, it sucks to carry because it's so heavy, but it's a great piece of glass. We spot these orcs, and it looks like an absolute awesome kill spot. There's a little like berm thing on some topography we could see, like they're right behind there, so we can sneak up behind this little berm, be out of sight the whole time, and we'll creep up it and then try to take a shot. Because everything I've been told too, like get used to shooting off a tripod because everything's so flat. A lot of times you can't lay down, but like this looks like a spot I could lay down and shoot off my bipod, and if I shoot off my bipod, I am game on at any distance. So we're like, all right, let's get down there as quick as we can. Drove the side by side down, parked in an area, we're totally out of sight, and made a long, probably like a mile long hike. Getting through all that topography, getting closer. Finally, we work our way up to this find that little ridge kind of thing. We look over, all right, we see an Oryx, like 700 yards away. But we only see like 2 Orcs. We're like, all right, well, they're kind of milling around. I don't think they know where we're at. Ryan and Cole decided, let's just drop back down. Let's work down this little ridge, try to get a little bit closer, pop up. We've only been gone, lost sight of them for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Now we can't find them at all. They're gone. Like we're like, these Oryx were just right here, and now we're in a spot where I'll probably cut the distance like 500 yards. Can't find a single one of them.
That's crazy to me because they're so big.
They're giant.
They're a big animal.
It's like the size of a cow.
Not like an antelope.
And when you hear about like Coos deer disappearing, and that, it makes sense.
Yeah, because
like these things are gigantic.
Yeah. And
so where do they go? Like how did they disappear?
We were like, let's just walk over there. There ended up being some topography. There ended up being like a big cut, like a little kind of an old creek bed. So they could have dropped down the creek bed and worked up or down it. If they went down, we would have never saw them. If they kept going up to the west, it would eventually petered up so we could see them. That's where most of the Oryx every day were kind of going to the west. And we looked around forever. I was like, we couldn't even find a freaking track. Like they literally were ghosts, and it's gone.
It's so wild to me with them being that big.
Yeah,
and that big of a group of them too. Like we thought we had these things cornered. Like we knew how to work that area. We've been glassing it for so many days. They finally worked in the area. Passing them up again, passing up a stalk opportunity the night before was going to pay off because now we're going to be totally calm, collected, and be able to shoot one in the morning, which would be great because it's cool out. Couldn't find them. Just gone. And we're
so
like,
wild.
We walked up and down this drainage. You're just dripping sweat because now it's getting hot out. Like when I say we're dripping sweat, it's like I said in my like Instagram thing. It feels like you got out of a swimming pool every day. Like you're just drenched.
Did you guys have a camp shower?
No
camp shower.
Spicy.
That was
a spicy truck.
That was a pretty dramatic overlook, huh?
Yeah, and I think that's crazy too. Is like if you have water in your backpack, by the time you make any sort of stock, it's literally like you just like made some tea or try to boil water, but didn't go completely fully boiled, and now you're drinking that for your hydration. So yeah, we're supplementing it, with some supplements, but like you're drinking basically hot piss water.
Yeah, I can't stand that either. I like water, but I do not like hot water.
Yeah, I like room temperature water. I don't like ice water.
Yeah, but as soon as it gets hot though, or like warm, that is disgusting.
Yeah,
and I don't know why.
Doesn't even quench your thirst. No. Usually it just feels.
I never really like. I had one of my bag, Yeti M30 hoppers with. I don't know why we didn't try to strap that somewhere on the side by side. But once we switched over to side by side, our water for the rest of the week was just hot water because we didn't have a cooler with us because it was so small. We had 4 dudes. Yeah, backpacks all in the back, taking a lot of space. But like we could have probably fit that soft side cooler somewhere with some colder water. So the rest of the day,
thinking about the camp shower, man.
I know, huge oversight there.
You get a warm shower at night.
Yeah, I don't need a shower. I could go 25 days. I'm fine as long as you guys are fine.
Fair
with me.
enough, man. I
That
like
truck-
I like a shower at a base camp.
I know, and that truck and camp smell definitely needed a shower. I
Some
guarantee
camp
it.
soap.
Yeah.
I mean, they make them, Brady.
Yeah. So
He no, just rolled off him. Like
No,
nothing.
yeah,
He's like,
nothing.
nah, I'm good. Sweatier the better.
yeah,
There you go.
work hard.
There you go.
The harder you
Gross.
work, the more
Sweaty Hat
bigger the
Club.
reward.
That's
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, I don't. Why shower?
Because it feels good. Because it's hygienic. I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
Getting
it's
more
pretty-
sleep
I
to me
try to
feels
do it
good.
every day.
I'd rather sleep more than waste that time showering to sleep.
Just a quick rinse off? Just
Yeah.
like a quick one?
I mean, even on an elk hunt, you find a deep creek middle of the
Yeah,
day, you
just
dive
rinse
in that
off.
sucker,
I guess, but
wash the salt
I want to
off,
smell
man.
one with the smell like an animal.
You
out
don't
there.
want to chafe like Omar. You don't want to get that
Young
chafe.
Omar.
Young Omar.
Yeah.
So then the cool part is the rest of the day we did some glassing, but joking somehow we got to the spot where we were glassing, and all of a sudden this bird flies over and lands on the top of the side by side. We're glassing from the side by side.
California condor.
Yeah, pretty much. But this bird was very weird. It was like wanted to be next to us. And I was like, maybe it just wants to be in the shade because we're creating a shit ton of shade and there's no freaking shade anywhere out there. And so the bird flew down next to me, hopped on the seat, the driver's seat, and we're like, oh, maybe it wants some water because his like mouth was open. So I held my hand out. My dad poured a bunch of, again, hot water onto my hand and I put it next to the bird. Bird didn't freaking want to drink, but starts pecking my hand. This is a little totally wild bird. Not sure what kind of bird it is. And all of a sudden it hopped on my hand. And for the next like 30 minutes, I had this bird just hanging on my fingers while I was glassing, just chilling with me. And so I would put him in the shade, and we had a little bit of wind coming. So I was just facing him in the wind. He had like he would just put his wings out, and just like close his eyes like he was soaking it up, like in the shade, just like.
That's awesome.
Brady
totally
the falconer.
Yeah, he's a falconer. He's
Yeah.
one with nature.
So then we're like,
Wow.
what's up with this bird? Is it really young? Is it injured? But like it flew over to us, but it just wanted to be in the shade, and it was hanging out next to me on my arm, and just chilling. Like
What color was it?
What?
What color?
Brown. I have some pictures I can show
Like
you
a
guys.
brown-headed cowbird, grackle? No.
I mean, it had one of those
might
like
know what it
had one
is.
of those like pointed beaks, like really like thick pointed beaks. Like wasn't a long beak. So it just kept chilling on my arm. All of a sudden, I took a shit on my arm while it was hanging out with me. So I'm like, oh, it really likes me. And
This took a
they're
weird
they're
turn.
taking pictures of it, videos. I'm just like holding it, walking around. My dad comes over and like tries to like pet it, and it pecks at him. I go over and like pet it, just totally fine.
You're one
Totally
with nature,
chilling.
man.
He's a whisperer.
Yeah. So it's just hanging out. And finally, I was able to like, pass it over to my dad and it got comfortable with my dad. But like, it was just hanging out while we're glassing. Like literally I'm glassing and this bird's just hanging out on my arm.
I
You
figured
ever
it was
seen Failure to Launch? You guys ever seen that movie? You guys ever seen it? Matthew
sounds
McConaughey? You guys never seen it? Okay, well, there goes that comparison.
I assume there's a bird in there. With
No, there's one. So there's a group of 3 friends, and one of them is like he's good with the vibrations of the world,
Oh,
and Matthew
right.
McConaughey isn't. So Matthew McConaughey is getting like the most random attack by animals that are supposed to be like
Right.
calm. And then the other guy is like
Yeah.
the animals just flock to him. You're that guy.
Yeah. So my dad was joking because he had never heard the whole like, he heard it before. I showed him the picture, like the mule deer Jesus image that one of the guys in the office created. He's like, you are. You're like Noah in a way.
Yeah.
I
Just like
figured it
we're
was
one
a
with the
turkey vulture
vibes.
because you guys stunk so bad.
Yeah.
He was like, "There's got to be some carry-on down there I can pick apart."
So then I was finally like, buddy, I gotta like actually do some legit glassing. So I like put him back on the seat, and then one of his other buddies flew over, and like literally I had one bird sitting on my boot while I was glassing, and another one sitting on my glassing pad, like these right next to me. These birds were just totally chill with us.
Did you ever try to put
That's
one on your
awesome.
shoulder?
No,
Just like
I
a
think it was on my-
pirate?
It was on my arm. That would have been pretty cool.
That
Pirate
would have been
thing.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
You got a nice picture of a bird on your shoulder, glassing for orcs.
So yeah, that was kind of a wild experience. We saw some orcs way off in the distance that night. Tried to put a stalk on them. Got too late. But next day, now we're on day 5. So we're done with the Birdman series.
Yep, the Birdman.
Yeah, and
Remember the Birdman in the NBA?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. So this day was interesting. We headed back to that same little little hill area, looking over all that flat land. Figured, those Oryx that we saw the day before, they got to be somewhere in there. We can see a giant swath of terrain. Nothing. The whole morning we didn't see a single Oryx. We're like, what is going on? Like, where'd they go? We did see another hunter in there the day before. Like,
Have you seen any other hunters?
one side by side and one truck.
That was it.
Yep.
How many tags? Do you know how many tags are available?
I think there's 60 tags.
So it's a fair number.
Yeah, that's
I
a
think
decent amount.
For the same hunt?
Not maybe not the same hunt. Sorry, maybe I think it's spread out.
Okay, so different seasons?
Yeah, different seasons. Because mine was only the August season. I think it might be spread out through all the seasons.
Gotcha.
But yeah, none of the guys who were hunting wanted to stop and talk either. They were just like on a mission. I'm like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice sometimes to talk to people.
They probably saw a bird on your shoulder and freaked him out.
Yeah, that guy's, nope, he's too much.
Like, I'm
him
not
out,
talking
yeah.
to that guy.
Yeah.
So we didn't find anything in the morning. And we were just like, that's our whole plan, like try to find one in the morning, try to kill it in the morning when it's cool out. Because I'm like, I don't know what it's going to be like, shoot one in the middle of the day, like trying to process it.
Mm-hmm.
But then we're like, all right, we got the side-by-side. Let's go load it back up on the truck. Let's go drive past our camp area. And it's kind of like work some of that terrain that we're working that first day. And we get over there, start driving all the way over, and it's like driving in a sauna. Like I was hot. It was like I said, we had multiple days that it was over 106 or at 106. So you're driving in a side-by-side. You feel that nice wind. You're like, oh, yes, the wind. You're kind of like getting cool. But like it's literally like someone blowing a blowtorch in front of you, all that heat, like constantly in your face. It's brutal. And we finally get some spots we can glass. We're glassing, not seeing anything. Keep working up. Keep glassing. Finally, we parked in glass, this big canyon. Didn't see anything. It's hot. So like everyone's always like moving on the one side of the side-by-side that actually has some shade. You're trying to like get shade and glass. Ryan goes walking over to go glass. I'm sitting there talking to my dad. Almost I'm like, where'd Cole go? Where like, oh, he's just hiking the top of this knob. I'm like, that's badass. I would have, I definitely would have went up there with him. He's like, I think we're just getting to that point where we wanted to find Oryx. And like no one's kind of talking. I don't know if we were all like, a little depressed or whatever, or upset that the morning went so sour and like, we're always trying to go do whatever to try to find some animals. He walks up there to the top. I'm talking to my dad a little bit. We're glassing together, like talking about like, the hunt, how fun it is. And he's like, yeah, how do you think? And I'm like, honestly, I'm loving it. Like every single day I'm loving everything. Like it'll work out eventually. We're putting enough time in. I'm not worried about like, we're not going to kill anything or not getting an opportunity. Because why think negative thoughts? All of a sudden I look over at Cole and he's like waving his hands, like putting them straight up in the air. Like I think he spotted one.
Field goal.
What?
Field goal.
Yeah. So I'm like, heck yeah. So we grabbed our backpacks, grabbed all the gear. And this is the same area, again, we saw that bull the first day that we passed up. And so we get up to him. He's like, yeah, I can't tell exactly what it is. I was just glassing this giant area. All I had my 10s on. So I wanted to look it through your spotter to see what it is. It was actually his spotter. I wanted to look through my spotter so I can verify it. But I saw an Oryx. And again, like you're saying earlier, I saw that tail wagging. That was a telltale thing. So it was a long distance off with 10s, but he was able to pick it up. It's like I got one. Looks like it's by like, little tiny bushy tree. Like it's probably going to be there now. Like now it's, 11 o'clock in the morning. It's hot. Solo. So like it could be a bull. We just don't know what exact bull it is yet. You get all the way over there, looks at it. It's like, oh yeah, looks like a decent Oryx. Let's definitely make a stalk on it. My dad's with me, which I was jacked about. We're going up through here, working way through. We sit down again, look. It's like, all right, it's bedded. We know we have all the time in the world to get to this spot. We don't know exactly how big this is yet. We can see a little bit of the horn. We thought at one point there might be more of them in the tree. But it's a perfect stalk. The wind's coming from the Oryx right to us, right in our face. Perfect. But again, it's just death hot. We sneak down in there. I end up starting to belly crawl a little bit, on my knees, like they're kind of behind me, like going to get set up. And all of a sudden, I'm like, all right, this is a good spot. We'll set up. The Oryx, the bush right where I was at, I ranged it with 397. Freaking close. That's like a 20-yard shot. Like, that is like game on. Or should I say game time?
Game time.
Game time.
Shout
out Brian Campos.
Shout out Campos.
Game time.
Game time Campos. Shout out.
So I'm just like jacked. And then like, this is the moment too where we talk, like you were talking about on one of your recent videos about being proficient with your weapon. So I was literally digging out rocks. I was moving rocks all around my body. I put my glassing pad down on the ground.
So level, downhill, uphill?
We're actually kind of probably maybe a little bit above the Oryx, but just straight out in front of me. But the problem is I kept having some acatillas out there and I had some vegetation in front of me. It's like, oh, my bullet path will go through these little grasses, but like I had this acatilla. So where the Oryx was bedded, and just to the right was an acatilla, but the acatilla was probably 60 yards in front of me, but it went up kind of tall, and I was like, gosh, if that Oryx gets to the right a little bit, if it gets up and goes to the right, I have a short window where I can shoot it, because if it gets to that acatilla, I don't know if I'm going to take the shot, that my bullet's going to arc over the acatilla, or it's going to go right through it and impact it. Is
the plan to shoot him in his bed, or the plan to wait for him to stand up?
No, I could barely see him in his bed. Like he did the whole thing where I was laying his horns on the ground. Like I'm just trying to get comfortable right now. and try to get ready because I have an open window to the left of this tree, open window to the right. Like everything's perfect. 397. Like if he gets up, maybe I could take a shot if he gets up, but there's some brush in front of where he's at too. So right now, like I'm just trying to get comfortable. Mm-hmm. So I'm laying on that glassing pad because it's so freaking hot. Like my body would have melted laying on the rocks. So I'm laying on the glassing pad. I'm putting my elbows out, moving all the rocks next to my elbows, trying to make the best stable position. I'm digging my front bipod in.
Is your dad talking you through it?
He was actually behind me, and they were just like,
that's what my dad would be doing, which is, I actually was thinking about this the other day. And today I was talking to my parents on the way down, but I remember this is a little side vent, but I remember the first big bull I killed. He was with me. My dad was right next to me, and this bull was kind of feeding through the aspen, and this bull stepped out, right arm, leg came forward, and I remember my dad saying, like, there's your shot.
Yeah.
And, like, he was kind of talking me through it. So I wondered, like, that instinct as a dad probably never goes away, even if you've hunted as much as you have.
That's exactly what my dad would do too.
Yeah, mine would be too.
Yeah, I'm sure they were doing something like that because I could hear them talking behind me, but I couldn't exactly hear it because I was, like maybe 5 or so yards in front, and I'm in the zone. Like I'm literally, like I said, clearing all those rocks off, moving my bipod, trying to figure out, all right, if I'm looking through it right now, if I did a little bit, finger on the trigger, just pressing on it, leaning forward into it, like making sure I have enough shoulder pressure, all that stuff, how my bipod sitting when I put some pressure on it, when I put my cheek on it, making that thing just dialed at that spot. Like I feel like, all right, if that thing stands up, it's going to stand up right in my crosshairs. I know once I put my cheek on it, my crosshairs ain't going to move, and I can take the best shot possible at that distance. And it's probably part of it too. I like really enjoyed is like, my dad was, like I said, right behind me. But like I said, I would have loved if my dad would have talked about all that stuff. Like that would have been the sweetest thing to me to hear, like, all right, make sure your bubble level, make sure all this. But like, I also thought it was kind of cool that I didn't hear any of that because maybe I realized in my head, like I thought of this after the fact, that he just knew that I'm doing exactly the right thing. Like he's taught me so much in my life that he just can sit back and like, I know Brady's going to do what he's going to do. He's going to lay down. He's going to get his bubble level.
He's just taking
going to
it
get his
in.
rear rest. He's just taking it in. Like they're all just sitting back there. Like I look back a couple times, they all have their hoods up, they have their sleeves all pulled down, like they're kind of in some shade next to Nakatia, and I'm just out here in the freaking sun, just laying on these rocks. So like I had my arms out a little bit with my sleeves pulled back, and I looked at it and like it was just drenched. Like I'm just dripping water from everywhere in my body. And I kept putting my cheek on my gun, and I was like leaning on and looking through the scope, trying to see the Oryx, and all of a sudden I pull off, and there's just like sweat running all the way down my stock. So I'm constantly taking my shirt, trying to wipe it off. At a bunch of points, my trigger finger had a bunch of sweat on. I'm like, I can't have that happen. So I'm just like, trying to wipe all that off. Like there's just sweat everywhere. And I'm just drenched. So I finally pulled down my sleeves, pulled up my hood, and I'm sitting in there, sitting on the gun for a while. Like, my gosh, how long are we going to have to sit here? I kept remembering, like they kept saying, like these Orcs get up quite often.
Any thoughts of trying to get him up?
I don't like doing that. Yeah. And from what I've seen too, like these things seem like they're on edge,
Right. I don't want to blow out.
Yeah, I don't want to blow out. But finally, though, we did get a good look at him, and they were like, all right, he's the one from the first day. He's the one giant mass. He is broken on that one side, but it's definitely a solo bull. It's the bull we passed the first day. And they're sitting back there judging him. And this was the really cool part. I could hear him talking like, yeah, I don't know if he's definitely not going to break 37. On the minimum, he's probably 35. Not going to break 37, minimum's 35. And I'm like, listen, like they're going back and forth, like Cole and Ryan are talking, and they're talking to my dad. And I'm just like, you guys are talking exact measurements here, like within inches. They're like, oh yeah, maybe he's a half inch shorter than that. And they're like, okay, now he's definitely probably 35. Maybe it could be a little bit bigger, but he's not over 37. And then later on, like that's the exact measurement. Like they nailed the measurement of that Oryx from that distance. Like they are so good at what they're doing.
In your
like,
mind at that point, are you shooting him no matter what?
I told him, like Ryan said, he's 35. But he's broken, but he could be bigger. I'm like, I don't care, guys. I told him, I don't care. This is our Oryx right now. I'm killing this Oryx. My dad's here. Everything is perfect. We had one full day left the next day. So we're cutting down the wire as well. This is a perfect opportunity. And as we're closer to, it's really cool. We could start to see that mass.
Yeah.
We could start to see like maybe it was a bad decision to pass him up on the first day. I guess this is a big bull, like a big old mature bull. So there I am just laying in the gun, sweating my ass off. I had all my like optics and stuff kind of protecting my ammo because my ammo is just getting torched in the sun. Like I already loaded one round in. I have two on the side. I have to single feed everything. But those two on the side, I was like, man, those two animals on the side are probably 130 degrees. Like they're hot.
They're going to spontaneously go off.
No, they're going to be
You're gonna send
3/4 of an inch off at 500, and that just drives Brady nuts.
At least everything though is like kind of validating the sun. So every now and then I leave my rangefinder sitting there, so it's like acting like it's getting the same heat that my ammo is, and double checking. All right, I'm ranging again. Before it told me this dope. Now it's telling me the same thing. Like everything should be good. My binos are in front of me. Ammo wallet's right there if I need to. Like everything's dialed. The coolest situation ever. Oryx 397. Oryx finally gets up, starts looking at us, starts walking a little bit. I'm like, maybe I could take that shot. I could take him probably in the shoulder. So it's like quartering away, but it had some vegetation in front. And after talking to them, they're like, yeah, just give it time. If I was by myself, I would have shot that thing in the shoulder like all day. But I'm like, these guys know they're Orcs. They're a hard animal. You have to hit them perfect. I'm like, all right, I will wait. I have all the time in the world. That Oryx is going to walk to the left, walk to the right, completely open, and be able to take the shot. Because there was a little bit of brush. It's like, all right, whatever, let's keep waiting. I'm looking at the Oryx. I'm like, yeah, he looks awesome to me. I cranked it up to 36 power. Like I could see everything going on with that Oryx. Finally, he turns around, kind of facing me. And I told my dad, like, I could shoot him right now in the chest, like easy, all day, 397. Like, I already have the wind doped. Like the wind's kind of coming at us a little bit, but it's not strong. And shooting a 300 rum, 208 grain bullet, just going to go right where I want to put it. Oryx just looking up this canyon nose, constantly looking, not looking our direction, but looking uphill. I'm like, this is weird. Took a step, looks that direction still. I'm like, whatever. Maybe he's going to take I only need him to take his 2 more steps, and he'll be broadside, totally exposed. His brush in front of it will be out of the way. But again, the Akatia is going to be getting in my way if he keeps going too far right. So I'm like, whatever. I'm on him. I'm looking. I'm on him. I'm still like in the gun. My neck's starting to hurt. I'm in the gun. All of a sudden, he runs. Just freaking runs from away from that tree. But he's running the direction he was facing. Like he was staring at the direction. You can see his ears pointing that direction. So like he's not, like if we thought maybe it was a coyote, but if he saw a coyote, he wouldn't be running at the coyote or whatever. He'd be running the opposite direction. He's running towards wherever he's looking at. So they were like scanning while he was looking, like maybe he sees another Oryx, but they couldn't see another Oryx.
He's like Braveheart. He's running into the battle.
Yeah, he's running into something. But it's like, this situation was so perfect.
It's
I'm
Mel
literally
Gibson.
on my
He's
gun.
ready.
Everything's dialed. I have everything ready to go. My dad's right behind me. It's going to be epic, kill footage. Yeah. Awesome hunt. And 397 is easy. And he starts running. And I'm like, oh, shit, here we go. But this is where, like I said, being proficient with your weapon, I grabbed my rifle, positioned it in a different spot again, laid down, quickly pulled the bipod up, quickly got my rear rest underneath me, quickly rearranged it. Now the distance went from 397 to, I'll say it since you mentioned before in the other podcast, 522. And he stops right behind an Akatia. Told Cole, like, I'm shooting through that Akatia. He's like, yeah, I guarantee you'll be able to punch right through it. Shooting 300 rum is going to do its thing. Took the first shot, got all, comfortable, pressed the trigger. I was like, oh, I could hear it smack him. This thing took off like a bat out of hell. Like,
Heard the hit.
It's like, oh yeah, crunched him.
Those guys confirmed it.
Yeah, confirmed it on the spotter. The problem is though, my muzzle brake is really nasty. It literally bounced that spotting scope, even though, because like now I'm kind of turned over, and so the spotting scope was a little bit kind of near where the blast might be of the muzzle brake. Totally missed like getting the gyroscope with the first shot because of how nasty the muzzle brake is. And they're like, oh, yeah, he hit it. We see blood pouring out of him. He's running back to the same spot. So I, again, got up, moved the rifle over, got set up again. I was watching him through the scope, walking. I'm like, he's going to stop eventually. I'm ranging. I'm like, all right, now it's going to be like a 500-yard shot. Basically the same dope. Did a little bit of adjustment on it. He stopped. I'm like, dang, I can see that bullet wound. Like, that's a perfect shot. Like, what is this thing doing? Like, went like 100 some yards, but it ran really fast to get to that point and then started slowing down.
Before you taking that first shot, were you thinking about vitals on those animals? Because earlier on in the podcast, you said that the vitals are forward.
Yep, so and that's what's really hard for me to try to mentally do. It would be hard
for me too, as I'm thinking about it. I'm in the moment. Like, I'm just going to shoot him like I shoot every mule deer or elk I've ever shot.
And that's why I think my first shot goes right behind the shoulder in like a perfect like hard area. Like, I couldn't have put it any better if it was a deer. Mm-hmm. But I think naturally, like you're saying, my mind just went to doing what I've normally done 1,000 times before, right behind the shoulder, touch it off. That's why I don't ever like hold when I always want to dial, because I don't like holding off an animal. Or because naturally, your mind's going to want to pull that crosshair back
a bit.
So it was right behind the shoulder, but you're supposed to hit him, in the shoulder, in the shoulder to get through it. So I can see blood pouring out of him. Finally, he stops. I'm like, all right, you guys ready? And they're like, you ready already? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm already on him. Touch off the second one. I could hear it smack him hard. They're like, oh yeah, absolutely perfect right in the shoulder. Oryx goes like 10, 15 yards, tumbles down. And then they're saying something, whatever, I couldn't hear it, but I was like, damn it. Like, between that situation when the first shot, I couldn't exactly hear what those guys were saying behind me. I thought they said like, oh yeah, he's going down, like falling down. But Ryan was saying he's going downhill.
Oh, he's running
downhill. So I thought he was like dead. So I lifted up my earplugs. And I took the second shot with my earplugs on.
Oh, I'm sure that felt great.
Oh, that hurt a lot.
Yeah, I shot your gun without earplugs.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. And so now I'm like kind of deaf. And then my dad comes over, he gives me a giant bear hug. We're like celebrating a little bit. And it's like, I shot an Oryx, the coolest animal in the world, coolest stalk opportunity. My dad was right behind me. How crazy is it? We had him right in front of us. He ran for whatever reason, but I was able to, get my gun up, put it back down, get really comfortable, range it, dope it, take a perfect shot, took another shot. And like the whole time these guys tell me how tough Oryx are. Like they said they've had guys shoot them. Again, I'm not going to knock on those tiny cartridges, but I will, with tiny little like 6.5s, and they put like 6 rounds into these things and they get away. Like no joke. Like they can take a lot of impact.
So when you walk up on that, how big of an animal is it?
Huge.
Body size wise?
Huge.
How big are they?
Like a horse?
Like,
what is it?
Like a kind of a...
Not that you've killed many elk, but...
I've killed a lot of cows.
What are they? How would you compare it to
It's
an
a little
elk?
smaller than a cow elk. Like not a calf by any means, but in
Like a
in
spike
between.
elk?
I've never seen a spike elk.
Oh,
They're dead
gotcha.
on the ground. Are spike elk bigger than cows?
nah.
Not really.
Depends.
But they're a large animal. Like you walk up to them, their hooves big as my hand. They have crazy big hoofs. So the sweetest experience ever. Finally walking up to it. Finally seeing like this animal. Like I said, I kind of been in a way dreaming about my whole life, watching Discovery Channel with my mom and dad, watching all this Africa stuff back in the day, to drawing a tag that's very slim odds. It's less than 10% odds. Like it's drawing a dream tag.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's single digit odds trying to draw this tag, and I drew it my first year. My dad flew out from Minnesota. My dad was there in the whole entire hunt. And that's why early in the hunt, I was like, I just want my dad to be there on the stalk. And that's why I was, like I said, I was glad that first one didn't work out. My dad was right behind me. Dad got to see everything.
Yeah, it's really cool.
The whole
it's
experience.
awesome.
Now we have to cut this thing up.
What did you do? How did so I gotta ask, when you get up to the animal, you take all your pictures and you're getting to processing. Are you deciding how to mount it? Are you gonna mount it?
Yeah.
That was one of my questions. Was like,
him and
do
I were
you
talking
rug it
about
and
it.
do a Euro? Do you shoulder
I was
mount it?
laughing listening to you guys' podcast. Like, oh yeah, Brady will mount it. He mounts everything.
Yeah.
Like you guys.
That was our guess.
That was my guess.
You guys know my thoughts on this, and everyone does it. Like to me, animals are my animals. Once you shoot them, it's an art piece.
Rugs are art.
Yeah, everything is. So that's why like a Euro is art, a shoulder mount's art,
Sure.
pedestal mount, rug. Like I want to enjoy that animal for the rest of my life. And shooting a unique species like this, they're getting a shoulder mount.
Shoulder mount.
So I'm doing
You were right. Trail was
I
right.
figured you
So
would.
I'm doing a pedestal with a wood base on the bottom.
So, but when you started into the midsection on that thing and you're making that circle cut around the midsection, there was no part of you that was like, oh, I feel bad.
I did not want to skull cap that.
That would
guy.
leave me gutted. I couldn't do it.
No.
I'd have to rug that thing out.
I know. That's what
I know.
that's what is hard.
It would be
'cause, like,
tough.
they are so gorgeous.
Yeah,
I love their socks.
Yeah,
Like that.
their socks, yeah.
Their
Yeah,
capes
it's
are so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah. So I gave them a lot of extra on the socks just in case we do some crazy pose on it.
You do like a half body?
No,
So like
I'm just gonna do a
shoulder.
another shoulder pedestal type thing. Yeah, but I gave him a lot towards the back end just in case he wants to do like a crazy hard turn on it. And I always love like I told my taxidermist when I dropped him off this last weekend. I drove up to Utah, dropped my Audad off, dropped that. I was like, you're an artist, like you really are. He's like, what kind of pose do you want? I'm like, whatever you think looks best to you is what I think will probably be best as well, because this is your world and you're a true artist. Like, do what you think looks best to this animal. Like, I'll give you all creative freedom to do what you want. And I think a lot of times I might appreciate that. Like, I don't care. I want to look in one way or the other. Whatever way you think looks best. I gave you a lot of hides, so you can do whatever you need to do with it.
What are you going to do with the broken horn?
I'm fixing it.
You are.
So instantly.
Oh, man, that's the other one I knew you'd do.
Yeah.
I was like, I think you'll fix it. But
But here's the thing. I wouldn't fix it normally, but like that animal's never growing that back again. It's a horned animal. He's never going to grow back. He broke it at some point because he's whatever. Maybe he broke it fighting. Maybe he broke it on some yucca or whatever it could be. Like he broke it. And my taxidermist instantly was like, yeah, I passed him up on the first day because he was broken. And he texted me when I was out in the field. He's like, I can fix that, right? These are the easiest fix ever.
These are the things I think about on my morning runs. What I'm thinking, I wonder if Brady will fix that horn. And then I got to thinking, if you do decide to fix that horn, do you make just a mold of the opposite horn?
Yep. And match it?
Yeah, so he told me, when I was texting him saying like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting it fixed. And he's like, that's the easiest fix ever. And the way it broke too, it broke above all the knobs. Like they have those round knobs,
ridges,
little ridges on their horn. And since the horns were so long, he broke way above all those ridges. So at the point where he broke was just smooth. So all I'll do is take an exact cast of your other horn when I pop them off, like make a clone of it,
that's just
put it on there and blend it in there and make it perfect. You won't even be able to notice anything. So to me, it's like, yes, he's broken. It's badass that he's broken. If I already shot a clean one before, I probably want to fix this one.
Do they have rings? Age rings? No,
not really.
That's a good question. That's actually a really good question.
He said the only way you can do it is like lab age them, send the tooth in.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do like how many notches are on that base. Really?
I asked him. He's like, it's pretty much impossible.
Interesting.
So that's a big decision, trying to fix them or not fix them. And I know people go back and forth like, well, it's how you shot him, but it's like it's not like he didn't have it. He had both sides of it, and he's 35.5 inches long.
You know what my opinion on it?
What?
Doesn't matter. It's yours.
Yeah, exactly.
You do whatever the hell you want.
100% how I feel. 100%.
If you want to fix it, fix it.
Fix it.
Yeah.
I could give two shits less if people want to fix it. If you have a busted bull, I've got a bull. I don't even know if I'll mount it, but the bull I killed in Utah last year, he's got a busted fifth on the one side, and I've had a lot of people be like, "Oh, you gonna fix it? You gonna fix it?" I'm like, I don't know. I mean, but regardless if I do or I don't, it's up to me. And
what's it matter to anyone else?
And I don't think it matters. It doesn't really matter that you killed or didn't kill it with it or without it. What does it matter?
I 100% agree. And the good one is Porter when we shot that buck last year, and he's got the base of a cheater that matched the other side. He's got matching double points, matching split threes. He's had matching flyers. One of them was broken off, and he was just going back and forth. Should I fix it? Should I fix it? I'm like, what does it matter? Do whatever you want to do. If you're going to look at it and it's going to drive you crazy, fix it. Who gives a shit? Doesn't matter.
I killed a muzzleloader buck that had matching cheaters, and I hunted him during the bow hunt. He had both cheaters, and then opening day of the muzzleloader hunt, I killed him, and he busted the one side off. And I had my buddy Josh mount it, and he fixed it. He repaired it. And it looks awesome. But I don't ever look at that and be like, "Oh yeah, I didn't have that cheater." It just doesn't matter to me.
It's so funny. It's so funny. The
people feel pretty strongly about it too, which is odd to me. It's like
you didn't kill it, bro. What does it matter?
That's my opinion on it. Is just like, doesn't matter. It's his. And he do whatever the hell he wants. It's gonna hang in his house.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like I said, it's kind of a little. I always do the same thing. If my buck had a flyer and I saw the flyer before, if I actually knew the flyer existed, sure, I'd fix it. Maybe if I didn't know it actually existed, what the shape of it was, maybe it's something crazy. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. But on a horned animal, though, especially a single horn, it's not like a sheep where if sheep breaks off, like, I'm not going to fix a broom. Sheep looks pretty cool. It's like that animal, the rest of its life, is never going to grow that part back. And he had it at one point. Like I said, he's 35.5 inches long. Giant old bull. But the crazy thing was, we went up to his bases. They were like, holy gosh, this thing carries its mass. We were silly for passing him up on the first day. I can't wait to get a measurement. And I'm like, oh yeah, you want to do it right now? They're like, you have a tape measure on you? I'm like, yeah, I got a tape measure on me. I've been packing this tape measure just for this purpose the whole time. Yeah, sure, it's a trophy thing or whatever. Someone can make fun of me or yell at me for it. I don't care.
Again,
I don't
gives
care.
a shit? It's you and you hunting, so who cares?
I was going after the oldest one, the biggest one I could do, so whatever. It's more meat too, by the way, shooting bigger animals.
Did you film it? You measuring it?
Yeah, my dad did.
Really? Post that and see what happens.
Yeah.
You should, just for fun. Let's do a social experiment.
That's my favorite part about social media is the opinions. I love looking at the opinions. It's so crazy that they feel so strongly that they are mad at somebody they don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's great. I could care less. It's great.
Exactly.
I mean, I have an opinion. Everybody has an opinion. It's okay. Feel free to express it.
But do you feel strongly enough to be mad at somebody?
No, but in the grand scheme of things, I also don't care enough.
Yeah, I'm just gives a shit.
Whatever.
Someone did that when we were measured out my dad's Marco. They're like, what's the real purpose of doing this? And I'm like, it's just measuring it.
See how big it is?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Post that up and see. I would
I have to get the video from my dad. My dad
hasn't sent me just for fun.
So we measured the length, 35.5. Started looking at the mass, dude, this guy carries mass like crazy. Let's get a mass measure on him really quick. His mass is 7 inches on the base.
Wow.
And Ryan was like, and Cole were like, I've never seen an Oryx with this much mass. They get it, but never seen one like that. And Ryan went home and measured one of his bulls. And I think one of his bulls was 5 inches. This was longer than mine. Longer horned, but only 5 inches of mass. Mine has a ton of mass and it carries it really well.
That's cool.
But then it's now we got to process the thing. Literally when I shot it, my dad had his little Kestrel wind meter. It was 103.6 degrees in the shade.
Yeah.
When I shot mine, like I shot
time,
them like
time becomes sensitive at that point. You got to get all
Yeah.
the meat off and head out.
So now we're starting to process them. Obviously, we're taking some photos, but I'm like, I feel bad. We can't take a lot of photos. It's so hot. We have to get this animal processed ASAP. Like, I heard this meat is phenomenal, but it's the hottest portion of the whole day. Starting to cut them open. Like I said, we're doing the old, shoulder mount because I have to. We're cutting down down the spine. He has they have a black strip down the spine. Cole started cutting with this, like, man, my knife's dull. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get my knife in there. Is my knife dull? I grab another knife, same thing. Like, the hide is so thick on that upper portion. And especially my bowl, or whatever it was, maybe it was extra thick or whatever. Like, it was a struggle to get
What's the hair like?
thin, super thin.
Like an animal, like a pronghorn?
No,
like
I wouldn't
hollow?
say no. It's not really
Like
hollow.
a sheep? Like an
Feels
aoudad?
like, feels like an aoudad. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But it's like it was a super thick hide to finally like get it open and starting to cut it. It actually had a lot of fat on them. Starting getting that cape off. The meat's actually cooling down pretty good. But then, like, we finally get to the point where we got the quarters off, got the back straps. I pulled the tendies out on the one side, and then we're going to flip them over. Just, normal thing. We're just doing gutless method. We have all the hide off on the one side. We can do the other side. We flip them over. We start cutting that back quarter area off. And so his backside on the hide was leaning against a rock the entire time we were cutting up the other side. So once we flipped that open, got the hide off, that meat where that Oryx was sitting on the leaning against the rock was cooked.
Really?
The meat was cooked through the hide because
Holy
that rock
shit.
was so hot.
You shave some off and eat it?
Should have. Little sushi.
It's like it's like a good kebab shop,
Yeah,
you
right.
got it on a spit.
Where
just
do you go?
roast-
You go cook the steak on the stone. What are those restaurants called? You know what I mean?
I
Where
don't
you
know,
just
I've
get
never
them
been to
little
one, but I
thin-
know the ones you mean.
Yeah,
you
the
get
little
the
thin
little
plate
thin
on the rock. Yeah.
stripes of beef.
Yeah, but it was that hot out.
Huh.
And so
wild.
we're throwing everything in, finally get everything taken care of. Like, we got to get out of here. We have, maybe it was a little over a mile, maybe a mile and a quarter hike back to the side-by-side. My dad went off first. We finally loaded the meat up. Luckily, we had 3 of us there. We split everything up. I obviously had a shit ton of hide, shoved it in my backpack, and I grabbed some meat. Those guys grabbed a bunch of quarters, started hiking back out. And this is the point where you're just like, you get into that bonk stage. Like, you are literally, even though you have supplements and all that stuff, it is so hot. Every sip of water, we drank all the water we had at the kill site. We have no water for the rest of the hike out, and you're just dehydrated. Your mouth's dry, everything's dry. Everyone, you can see you just like struggling on the way back. And then we finally get back to the quad. We had to go up a couple hills or whatever. And I guess we're back at the quad. We have some water. All the water sitting back there getting into that my Yeti cooler. It's just piss warm. So now you're craving water, but you're drinking
Hot water.
hot ass water. I'm not talking about just slightly warmed up. Like, this is almost like you could just dump your mountain house in there and like eat a warm meal.
Was it in plastic bottles too?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And even the water we had in our backpacks and stuff were all this hot. So you're like, let's just we need to drive the side by side and I'll get some wind in our face.
You aware of the hot plastic water thing? It's
bad for you.
It's a thing.
really bad for you.
Well, that doesn't kill me. I don't know.
Small testicles.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
really?
going to shrink you.
Microplastics.
That's it.
So we elected to not debone it in the field. We just quartered it and obviously got some weight off the hooves and stuff like that because we just wanted to get back as quick as we could, got to the truck, and then threw it on a bunch of ice and then drove back to our camp, and then we deboned everything back there.
Well, it looked like a really cool hunt.
Yeah, super cool.
I mean, I hope everybody gets the opportunity to go.
I do
know.
too. Especially the guy
Yeah,
on.
honestly, I do. I mean, I don't know that if you've convinced me. I think they're a cool animal, but I hope anybody that has the interest in it, I hope they all get a chance to draw a tag and go hunting. And I mean, you can say
They're
what you
super
will about
cool.
odds and what we do for odds, but I genuinely hope that people apply and get a chance to go hunt.
Yeah, and this is to the guy on Facebook that was giving you shit for it. Like, to this point, I'm not applying for it next year. I'm really interested in it, but I'm not applying for it. Because there's no points in New Mexico. Like, I might at some point down in the future, but for the next couple of years, like, I'm just not in it to go Oryx hunting. I want to after hearing it, but I'm not applying. Are you?
No.
Yeah. See,
It's cost $1,600.
Yeah.
For the Oryx tag.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
worth-
applying.
It's very expensive, and it's like, well, most people will be willing to give up something else to go do that. I don't know.
You mean like a bugle and bull elk?
yeah?
Nope.
But it is like you're saying though.
Hard no.
I do hope people can experience it.
Maybe
because
sometime.
all I've heard
Yeah,
is the meat's
that's all I feel.
the meat's phenomenal.
Yeah.
The best meat ever. And so I spent the whole weekend processing it all. Like I said, I made a shit ton of steaks, bratwurst, some bourbon bratwurst I'm gonna have to bring in, and a bunch of pepper sticks. And I haven't eaten any of it yet because I know once I start eating them, we start eating it all.
I want to try that pepper steak.
Yeah, so let's do a little piece sometime where we cook some up and try it. Yeah, just do a follow up and just try it because everybody says it's awesome. So
yeah,
look forward to it.
What I was talking about too with the buffalo grass, I was looking it up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's from Africa. That's why I was asking, and it's taken over the Southwest. So it is the most drought tolerant of all the common grasses. That's why they brought it down into the Southwest and into Mexico. But the reason why I brought it up is because the Coues deer absolutely love it. And when they get in there, you can't kill them. So that's why I was asking if it was there because I was seeing if there was Coues deer in there. But
there you go.
That's where my mind was at.
Well, cool.
Instantly goes to Coues.
You never heard of buffalo grass?
I probably have. But
here's how you pronounce it. I can't pronounce the real thing.
I've been up.
I can't pronounce the real thing. The nickname is the buffalo grass.
There you go. I probably should have.
Do you know if they had that there?
Honestly,
it's an African grass.
Yeah. And we had akatillas.
Crazy.
A bunch of giant yuccas everywhere. Wherever that, I can never pronounce it. Creosote?
Yeah. If it's creosote's pretty common.
Yeah.
It smells really good. Yeah. Well, cool, man. We're glad to have you back. Glad you had a good hunt.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a fun hunt. Like I said, we got the weather. We got my dad, all he wanted to do was experience a rainstorm in the desert. He thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
All the flooded stuff.
That's
he doesn't believe me ever when I say, like, when it rains here in Vegas, everything floods. Like, it doesn't soak in the ground. So it was fun. Like I said, family hunts to me are everything. And that's why right when I first drew that tag, my first call was literally to my dad. And like, Dad, you retired? What are you doing in August? Do you want to come hunt Oryx? And he instantly jumped on it, which was cool. My mom, is obviously a saint and lets my dad go do some crazy stuff with us all the time. And I wish my mom could have been there because my mom shot a Gemsbok before her first animal she's ever shot, only animal she's ever shot in her life when they went to Africa once. So it was pretty cool to me, my mom, and my dad have all shot Gemsbok in a sense and get to share with my dad and laugh with my dad and just talk about all the crazy stuff and all the stories we kept telling with Ryan about where we've been and stuff we like to do together and how they both have kids and they're trying to do the same thing and how it's cool. Like me and my dad always just love to hunt together and my brothers and
those are cool. And I think, I don't know, I've had probably because we did the Common Ground film when we talked, it was a little bit sentimental talking about hunting partners and stuff, but I had some people reach out and just talking about hunting partners, hunting with family. One of my very favorite moments I've ever had hunting is I had a late season archery elk hunt in Arizona, and my dad went with me just as a spotter. And it was on my birthday. So November 14th is my birthday, and we were on the hunt, he and I together, and we climbed out to this overlook. He and I sat there, and he sat there. And for some reason, I was just like, tell me about like what it was like what was the day I was born? And he just got to tell me the whole story from start to finish, how when my mom went into labor, the whole process, kind of me as a child, like just from his perspective. And it was a super cool opportunity. So it's cool that you had the chance to hunt with your dad and get out and, see a new species and just experience family. Because time, you just never know.
I got a quick story about my birth and my dad.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing in my family.
Yeah.
So he drew a Wyoming moose tag.
Yeah.
And it ran right up against my birthday, my
your actual
due
birthday.
Well, my dad's a really good woodsman, and he always has been ever since he was a young guy. But this is back I was born in 87, and so GPS wasn't super good. He got lost, and he literally walked into the hospital with like minutes to spare of my birth. He was within minutes of missing my birth, and now it's the moose is hanging on my Uncle Heath's place in Hatch.
Cool.
And it's like he almost missed my birth. I wouldn't have gave a shit though. I mean, if you drew a moose tag, you got to do what you
wouldn't have known any different.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for sharing that with us. We appreciate it. We've got episodes coming up. We're gonna have Jay Scott, and we've got Aaron from Gunworks coming in, and then I think we'll probably end up doing an episode because we were gonna try to tack it onto this, but I knew the hunting story with Brady. The
Brady Miller hunt stories.
I tried to keep it pretty condensed, so there's so many more details I could have gone into. But it's like I thought we'd maybe have time to do what we wanted to do after the fact.
We'll do another episode. So I know I've been getting a lot of DMs, a lot of emails, just questions, people preseason stuff, a lot of gear questions. I think you have as well. You have as well. Yep. So I think we're probably gonna do just one episode where we just do a straight Q&A and try to answer a bunch of those. So if I didn't get back to you, give it a listen. I try to. If I didn't, maybe give that a listen. We'll run through them. So cool. Well, thanks.
Good to be back, boys.
I'm gonna pee my pants.
We got to end it with that.